recent commercials. Listen, take out the sound was fading, but here we break it down. Echoes at the past, it's the wisdom that they drown. They able let the shadows overshine through the dark. Voices of the council, let it give you like a spark. Ooh, the truth too loud, they tryna turn it down. Step into the light, watch the history rebound. They too far, at least they wrote. With 4 miles of my life to get them last screw.
From the first spark, I be up before time. Everybody's like hell, rearrange their mind. Every line that I spit, rewrite they design. Every truth that I drop, make a hit and rewind. They moving silent, but I see through the veil. It'll change one name, but it's really itself. Final dreams that decay while they print up the bell. Like I'm lost in the maze, just a prophet to tell. It's a cycle, blood turning gears in the system. They find the disease and they tell you to fix it. I've been watching, third eye stay in position. Ancestors whisper got gold in my vision. If once you sleep, so the dream feel real. Set that hope in the box with a signed up deal. But the land ain't safe and the gold ain't real. The throne of the queen gotta take on place still. Ooh, they true too loud, they tryna turn it down. Moving the light, but we came from underground. They're scared of the past, cause the future profound. What's lost been found, now the council's all around. When the council speak, listen when the actuals meet. Every verse, every beat, it's a key, it's the seed. What's found, get free, what's blind, don't see. What's hushed, don't scream, what's locked, got the key. They build pyramids, it's a copy of God. So the blueprint that he had to report. Target ain't eye, but the sword's been sworn. Ain't no tag, take the touch, that's the master we are. Hold it up. And we know I don't rap, I just stand on the weed. Have my own, yo. Turn vibrations to waves that be shifted degrees. Don't go, yo, yeah. And when you walk from, I'm in your whip. And when you walk from, I'm in your turn it down, moving the light, go we came from underground. They're scared of the past, but the future first found. What's lost been found, now the council's around. Who the council speak, this is what they tell me. Every verse, every beat, it's a key, it's the seed. What's found, get free, what's not, gon' see. What's hushed, gon' scream, what's locked, got the key.
Lafayette from 113 of Arusha Stone. First, before we get started, happy Mother's Day, happy Matriarch Day to the goddesses. Peace of blessing. We with Divinity Goddess tonight on Matriarch Monday, and she brought a beautiful guest. Beautiful guest, who are you? Tell us who you are and where you're from.
I'm 3 times a T. I'm originally from Houston, Texas, but now living in California, the Bay Area. And I'm a content creator.
I say, got that Queen Khalifa energy in the building. Goddess Divinity, how you doing? Welcome back to the show.
I'm good. Can you hear me? But for some reason, I can't, like I wasn't able to hear 3 times the T.
Okay. Goddess, you'll say something for me? 3 times?
Yes.
That's 3 times?
Can you hear me now, Kim? You can't hear me?
But ask the audience, can they hear her?
Can y'all? I can hear her good. If you go out and come back in, it might fix it. Can y'all hear her good? Tribe, can y'all hear everybody in the chat?
You can hear me though, right?
Yeah, I can hear everybody. Yeah, we can hear you.
But I can't hear her. I want to hear what she got
They
to
say
say.
we can hear. Yeah, they say they can hear. Go ahead and tap out and come right back in.
Okay.
All right. Well, we about to get it started tonight. We patient. Matriarch Rise. What'd you do for your Mother's Day, Goddess? Uh, what's going on? Well, before anything else, happy Mother's Day. Happy Matriarch Day. Boom. There she go. There you go. All
Okay.
right, we back.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. I can hear
Okay.
everybody.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, okay. I
Okay.
say, I say. So we're gonna mute our mics and get the floor to Divinity Goddess. Welcome back, Divinity Goddess. Please tell us about yourself. Tell us who you are and what we're talking about tonight.
Oh, okay. I see a gang of orbs. Excuse me, y'all. My name is El Shakti, Divinity Goddess, and tonight, I believe we're speaking on the masculine, melanated masculine man and the melanated divine feminine, and why it's always a clash. I believe you asked him. Look, don't talk about me because I'm just gonna be hunted all the way through this show. You asking me to tell what the topic is, and you told me what the topic
It's
was.
Matriarch Monday. I'm just playing point guard. You start the show.
So I'm like, okay, well, I want to make sure I say this right because I just remember what you told me. But yeah, so we're gonna speak on relationships and why the melanated male and the melanated female seem to clash all the time, and really bring up how it's really rooted in from generations of conditioning and exploitation. So we're going to touch bases on that and different things. Me personally, I'm from San Francisco, California. I was born in Fillmore, raised in Hunters Point, and have family in all other areas. So I'm not from one area. I'm from the city, but I always was different, so I didn't rock with everybody like that. But I didn't do females. I rocked with my uncles and my cousins and them. So growing up in San Francisco, especially the Fillmore district, that means I was raised around pimps, players, and hustlers. So I've always been a tomboy. And I've always had that nigga mentality. So for me, it's always been survival mode, and not necessarily, I always lean more in my masculine energy. And a few times when I did get in relationships, I wanted to be soft, but the individuals I was dealing with wasn't worthy for that soft side of me. So I never really got to be in that soft era with a relationship because of the choices I made in the past. So that it has a lot to do with like me per se. And so a lot of young men, especially where I come from, they raised around, like I said, pimps, players, and hustlers. So that's all they know. The motto back in the day for men was keep a bitch broke. You know what I'm saying? So they know from where I'm from that was the motto. And the females, they was on some whole shit. So I never, a lot of females, but not all of them, but I never was with that. Like in my day, we being honest, I've had hoes myself. So I didn't necessarily, I hung with the guys. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I used to do music and, and things like that. So I was like on some other shit. Excuse me. I'm just being myself, okay? So, so that was my issue until I start to heal myself and understand. The Most High start and the ancestors start pointing out to me my flaws, and things that I need to work on to better myself and heal myself for I can attract the right individual. But when you are raised and brought up in certain circumstances and all you see is that type of mentality, and like I said, I didn't hang around a lot of females from my neighborhoods and stuff because the only thing they really did was boost clothes and stuff for guys, stealing for niggas, paying niggas. I was never one of them. So I don't pay. You feel me? And I'm not, if I'm gonna steal, I'm stealing for myself. Back, then, when I was younger and not healed and stuff. But I'm just saying, so I've always, like I said, had that mentality. And again, I got in relationships. I wanted to be the soft. Like I've been in long relationships with men 7 years older than me, where I wanted to be that grown woman, and I was young in my early 20s, 18, 19 type stuff. But then I realized, oh, this ain't the type of dude for that. Like, and even as I got older, I got in a relationship and wanted to be that, get in my divine feminine. But I realized the guy that I was with wasn't worthy of that part of me. So, a lot of times, like I said, it's our upbringing, what we're used to, what we are seeing, what we see, and a lot of things, people will have insecurities that keep them in relationships with people. And that I had an insecurity like that as well, from a tragedy that happened early on, and it bothered me. So a lot of when and I ended up with an illness. Dude, and that's why spirituality is so important to me, because a lot of stuff that I dealt with in my life, it now that where I'm at with my spirituality, I understand why I went through everything and how it happened. Like, even with my illness, it was like a spirit attached themselves to me, and it blocked my solar plexus. So from that, it caused me to have inflammation, and they couldn't find what was wrong with me, and they just diagnosed me with Crohn's disease when I never really even had Crohn's disease. So that caused the insecurity in myself. So I used to self sabotage certain relationships. And sometimes I would stay in one longer than I should because of my own insecurity, you know.
You said a lot of real stuff. You said a lot of real stuff. And again, I said, yo, well, real quick, peace, Hawkeye. I ain't gonna not acknowledge my brother real quick. Can you put your mic on mute for me? Yeah, I'm not gonna not acknowledge my brother. Goddess
You got me
Divinity
now?
invited brother Hawkeye, but it is Matriarch Money, so I'm gonna catch her real quick. I'm gonna come back to you. But before I go, I gotta catch a lot of stuff she said, because she kept it all the way real with us off on the door. She
It
said they
sounds
come
like
from a mentality of where these crack babies is saying keep a bitch broke. That's what she said, right? This is where the mentality come from. We're gonna come back to that. Goddess finesse 3 times. Tell us about your experience. What are you seeing in this world right now?
Well, basically, I come from the South, so I was raised as like a Southern belle. To take care of your husband. Keep his belly full, keep his balls empty. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Lord,
You
Lord,
know,
Lord.
and I was raised to, take care of that part of the house. Make sure the house is clean, make sure that, whatever it is, I got his back 100%. But I wasn't meeting those type of men, and I was raised around all men that weren't worthy of that, even though they're my family members. Because I was raised with 4 boys, and I was the only girl. They would have kids by the same chicks. They would be messing with, different type of chicks. So as me growing up watching that, I was like, I ain't never let no man treat me like that. So, I always wanted to be, the type of woman that I can take care of myself, but at the same time be, an asset to a man's life. But he's gonna have to be an asset to mine as well. And so, being, growing up like that, I had it in my blood. My daddy was a hustler. So I've been a hustler all my life. My brother was 5 years older than me, but I was the one out there going to go get the bread when things wasn't going good with my mom. So I had a different perspective on men, on how I watched them treat women, and how I never seen my mom go on a date or have a boyfriend or something like that. So I was like, I could do it all by myself. So I got to a point where I was so independent that I, you know, didn't meet any men. I guess I was attracting those men that didn't deserve that type of treatment. So that's why I had to, get myself together and, decide, I gotta fix myself first, clean myself first, because of all the stuff I've seen and all the stuff I've been through. I had a family member do something, treacherous to me. So it also made me look at men differently. So I had to do some shadow work and get to a point where I can be in my soft girl era. But nowadays that right now is being taken out of context. They feel like all women are like sexy red. We all not like that. I'm gonna get some money, trust me, but I still want to be treated like a woman. I still want to be in my soft girl era. I still want to, we could be a team. We ain't got to be opponents.
I
You
see.
know, yeah.
And then what you just said, both of y'all said something that stood out to me. Both of y'all said y'all were raised with a lot of men. Y'all raised with a lot of brothers, and y'all raised. And I think that's kind of out of character. Because back in the day, I talked to Rod about this conversation. I talked to Rod about the Council of Khalifa, and he said, "Man, you got to realize over there in California, you different with dealing with a different kind of animal." He's saying they raised different. There's a lot of things going on over there. And I'm like, what you just said stood out to me. You said the brothers are having babies by the same. So right there, does that qualify them as men, or are they just acting? They just acting in impulse? Because we got to start calling everybody a man, especially if they ain't got the action to show behind it. I think a lot of y'all have been raised around men and by men, and that's something that other coaches don't go for. I hate to say it because other coaches treat their women like shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. We probably, you know what I'm saying, we don't acknowledge how all these other coaches treat their women like shit. But I will say this: they train their women in etiquettes. Like when you look at the Asians, they have geishas. When you look at the Middle East, they I'm not saying keep the women in the veil, but the women train the women. They shouldn't be trained around a lot of men. They shouldn't be. Likewise, a lot of the men are taking their own feminine aspects, a lot of bitch-made nature, you know what I'm saying? Especially what y'all saying. And I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it in a lot of different places. I see in California, you got black people killing black people all day, every day. Mexicans out there calling them niggas and everything else. They ain't raised their hand at one of them. They got a white dude in Nashville right now terrorizing the black folks out there. They sending hits out on Young Dolph. They can't get him yet. They won't. So it is. I'm not gonna sit here and try to be the spokesman for beta males, but y'all got to start training y'all women and females. I was at the college one time for an event, and it was an older woman. It was an older woman that worked at FAMU that was trying to pimp out the young girls. She was telling the young girls what to do. I'm just at the event. It was called an event for sensuality. And she went to breaking it down like, yeah, y'all young now, y'all better go ahead and have all the fun you wanted. Mind you, you in a college town, all the SCD, this is what you're putting out there for them? Instead of telling them, wait for it. Look for results. Look for what's the word for it? Potential result, things of that nature. Instead of just fucking, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Some people, I've learned a lot when I've watched a lot of these women. A lot of women just go for the experience. They want to go no matter what. A lot of women like drama. So with that being said, Hawkeye, what you got on that, Chief? What's going on between the black man and black woman right now? You on mute, guy?
My fault. First of all, peace to everybody. To all the ladies in the house, belated Mother's Day.
I see.
But sounds like I'm trying to just catch up a little bit. I think the sister started out speaking about showing emotion or being soft. Is that where we are? Hello? Can
Pretty
you hear me?
much of being a soft woman, being in a soft era, showing being vulnerable to a man that we can trust. That's gonna have our best interests at heart.
Okay, I got you. I definitely believe that's something that is definitely needed. I understand what the sister said about the trauma. I do believe that that's a big part in disallowing our sisters to be able to trust at a certain level, to connect at a certain level. So male or female, we all have trauma to deal with, but especially in the conversation of a female being able to express herself, in my experience, it's mostly related to trauma. And if that is not something that is dealt with on a spiritual level, then that can definitely cause issues in relationships. So I'm on one accord. Yeah, I think it's trauma based.
Yo, and like I said, it's Matriarch. Oh, you can. Like I said, it's Matriarch Monday, and it's so weird. I used to watch Snowfall all the time, right? And
Right.
I don't know, it was real crazy a scene. But you remember when I forget the guy's name. I don't want to go too brutal in it, but she was going through some trauma. And the dude that was doing with it, she said, "Oh, you're doing this to me because she read him. She read all the way through him. She said, this is something that your mama did to you, or was it your big sister? She read him. You don't remember that scene?"
Right.
And when she said, "This is something that your mama, that's why you like hurting women. That's why, and we talk about trauma, but we don't talk about, you know what I'm saying? How many women abandon their children to run the streets? How many women abandon their children for a man or what they thought was a man? You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of trauma being passed around, and we can't acknowledge one without the other. Like I
True.
said, I'm hearing a lot of different things about being raised with your brothers and being raised by. That's a world you shouldn't even be in. A lot of women should have their own community. Like that's when we say matriarch. I ain't bowing down. I ain't doing all the extra shit. I ain't doing no backflips. None of it. The patriarch got their thing going on, and we working on us, and the matriarch is working on them, which is everybody being the highest, best version of themselves. Because the world is laughing at us right now. The world is laughing in our face right now. We out here slapping each other down, beating each other. I'm talking about, but it's a lot of non-playable characters in our skin too. All skin folk and kinfolk. Goddess Divinity. Give me something else on this. Like, let's go a little deeper. Give me something.
Yeah, because I was basically was gonna bring that up because it's we spoke on things that we're going through and what the problem is, but then we need to touch bases on the agenda that was set to make sure that we be going through what we're going through, by the higher ups, the ones that really control, this world. It's an agenda on the melanated women and the melanated men because of who we are, especially the women. Because one thing for certain, Black women are the most powerful women on this planet. Period. Point blank. Melanated women. It's you got people from other countries, other cultures wanting to buy melanated women's stem cells because of the properties that they hold. And then also because of who we are for real, going way back in our DNA and who our ancestral, we are gods and goddesses and kings and queens. And back in the day, the woman really was on the throne. I'm being honest. She was on the throne before the man was king. And they know that the man is our protector. Like the man protects the woman in the physical world, but the Black woman protects the man in the spiritual world. So if we really unite and connect, they know that we're unstoppable. Like literally, we'll run this planet. And that's why they don't want us to wake up. Period, point blank. They understand, but we need to understand who we are and tap into our strengths and our spiritual gifts and cleanse our body and our mind and heal ourselves so we can remember who we are because we're actually the descendants of the ancient Egyptians, because Egypt was here for one, and a lot of us are reincarnation of those ancient Kemetic gods. So it's really, really deep. They did a number on us because we're the only culture that don't know our language. We don't know where we come from. They lie and try and tell us we from Africa when in all reality, Africa is not really far. You know what I'm saying? It's a portal behind the Grand Canyon that will get us there faster. Like you can ask any pilot when they fly to Africa, they up there for hours just going in circles because they don't want us to know that we're that close. So if you really tap in and look at the old maps and understand how they did the switcheroo on us, you'll understand why they're trying to hide the truth and try to hide who we are. Because if, like I said, if we tap in to our truth and our spiritual gifts, it's a wrap. If we unite as one, like we supposed to, the elite, these reptilians that's running it won't be no stopping us. But again, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. So a lot of them that is actually running this world really look like us. So you got to be mindful of that as well. So it's just deep. People, we as a people just really need to heal and break free from this matrix and learn who we are so we can tap into our strengths and live heaven on earth. Like I can honestly say that I've made it to a point that I feel like I didn't figure this life thing out. I mean, I had to go through a lot. Of course, the ancestors put me through a lot of tests to make it to this point. But now I'm at a point where I'm not worried about much. It's like even when I step in rooms, if you a seer, you know that I got an army with me. Better yet, a navy. If you ever try to harm me, you know it ain't gravy. Like, no. but but like literally. So when you tap in to your spiritual gifts and your ancestors and be obedient to yourself, man, it's just it's a different ball game. It's because now you really creating your reality. You really creating the life you want to live here on earth. And so yeah.
I say.
Yeah, that's
Peace, guys.
definitely
How
that
you doing
spirit when
tonight?
you walk in, sister.
Hi.
Exactly. Yeah, I like that.
How you doing tonight, guys? Peace, peace. How you doing, Empress? Can you hear us? Oh, she froze up right now. Goddess, you said something in Goddess Divinity. You said a lot. I love what you just said about how we see now. There's 2 points. You said that we see it on TV about white men asking melanated women for their stem cells. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. They are buying it. Peep game. They also trying to buy the melanin seed. Asia trying to pay black men to go over there and have kids now. We are a commodity. It's not just the y'all, it's we come from y'all. We all a commodity. You know what I'm saying? Once we realize we are the like melanin within itself costs more than gold. That's what they say. You would think they were millionaires, trillionaires by now because they can eat up all they want out of Africa. They can eat up as much as they want out of Africa, yet they focus on the melanated people in America. That right there tells me we're different from them. They come way over here and say, yo, man, we could have had all the strong Africans in Africa and got all their DNA. But no, they said, yo, let us get the original Serena Williams DNA and let us get LeBron James. This is what they said. Let us get LeBron James DNA and mix them. We will pay y'all extra $1 million just for one of your seeds. That's what they said now. So the commodity is melanated people in America. They could be over there in Africa giving them a dime. They'll give it away for free. They'll sell their kids. Why are they over here focusing on us with the microphone glass? Go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
Because America is the motherland. And I say this, and the reason why I say this, I'm gonna give you an example on it. So wherever the motherland's supposed to be, wouldn't everybody want to be there? Like that's where everybody want to come, right? Everybody want to go to the motherland because it's the motherland. Ain't everybody ain't trying to go to Africa. I mean, they go to visit, but they're not trying to. America is the land of opportunity. Everybody come from other countries to come over here to make money to send home for opportunity. We the trendsetters. Everybody they in Pakistan rapping 50 Cent and Tupac. And you know, everybody want to be like us. This is the motherland, ain't it? Everybody come here, and I really feel that deep down in my soul, and they know this. Just like I was reading something, one of the richest men in Africa for oil supposed to get their oil from America. So
Texas.
it's like, huh? It's
Now, we're also going to that same subject. I want to ask, and I'm gonna go around the room. I also want to ask this. Just like you said that you saw that video with the white man telling them we want your stem cells. I think it's funny that, and this would hurts my feelings in the South. This would hurts a lot of black men's feelings in the South. When a black woman sees a white man, we see every tooth in her mouth. Hey, how you doing? He can say anything, the corniest shit. She gonna say, if a black man says something to her, we gonna get your nose. I can see every hair in your nose. You see what I'm saying? The reaction towards us is how we like that. We don't talk about it. Men don't talk about it, but the life expectancy rate of a black man is very short. So our patience and attention span is even shorter. So when y'all brush us off, you got to realize, okay, your first 20 years you chasing. I mean, we know, and let's just be honest, the power of that's why we call it Matriarch Monday, the power of the pussy. Let's just talk about it. Y'all can have everything y'all want. Like we talk about racism, and I hate to say this, but even in racism, the slave master will bow down to y'all. Every person, like you said, y'all were on thrones forever. Y'all had everything. So when we see y'all, and then we realize we got to fight for it the hard way. Y'all can get on OnlyFans, but we got to go work for it. We got to do this, we got to do that. Y'all can go fuck a white man and get everything y'all want. You see what I'm saying? So now we have a disrespect. Now we have a loss of respect for each other because you put me down for not having, yet the way y'all had it, y'all could just sell your body. You can just bow down as cheese in the white man face. We can't do that. So let's go around. And first off, Empress, are you with us now?
Yes, I'm good. I apologize,
No,
everyone.
no, no apologies whatsoever. Happy Mother's Day to all the goddesses once again. Goddess, did you hear the question? Let's start with you. First off, where you from and how you
Oh,
doing?
hi, everybody. I'm so grateful to be here. First, I just want to say that I give acknowledgement to Arisha for bringing me on here, and all of the beautiful ladies that's on here, and all of the guys. So I'm from, well, I was born in Phoenix, Arizona, but I was raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. I was raised in Hartford, Connecticut, and I came back to my roots, which is right now I reside in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay. Did you hear the question, goddess?
Yeah, so the question, melanated men and women, like why we have a conflict with each other.
Well, in initial, that was the beginning, and then I asked, why is it that the same person, and I'm not trying to trigger anybody when I say this. The same people that rape men and women, the same people that killed your ancestors, slapped your grandma, did all these evil things that they did, forced religion on you. We act like it was us that destroyed the matriarch, but the matriarch, we never had a better situation than we were in the matriarch and patriarch in perfect balance. That's what Miyad is. So why is it now that no matter what we do, we will never, like, y'all will always put us on a standard? First off, you try to put us in a category, or not us, not like you say, you from Louisiana. There's a
Yeah.
great feminine Oshun energy in Louisiana. But for
Yes.
most women in the South, or in general, why do our women respect the white man or other races of men much more than they respect their own?
Um, well, I see this a lot, you know what I mean? But also too, I feel like right now, I feel like it's changing, but I do see that a lot. But I feel like it's melanated men and women that is afraid to confront the Caucasian man. You know what I mean? So the melanated, well, let me just take it back. A lot of the melanated women, it's like everyone is like pointing the blame, but no one wants to really like look at themselves and take accountability for, like all of the other ladies on the panel have said, a lot of the things that we went through, which is trauma. So okay, something else I do a whole bunch of stuff, but one of the things that I do, I work in construction. Okay. So I'm around a lot of guys. The place that I go to, I'm the only lady there. Okay. So, but I live a very spiritual life. So I'm like spiritually led with everything that I do. So I know that the Most High has me there to look at life a different way. So when I got there, um, just seeing how the men are, and it's a lot of like Mexicans, it's a lot of Caucasians there. How I was, how do you say, like taught, like I have like a master teacher, my previous husband, he taught me a lot. Okay. So I personally am not afraid to confront Caucasian men, okay? But I see that a lot of Black men, they are. They're afraid to confront the Caucasian man. So then that goes to say, like, if you go to work every day, or if you're out here in the world, if you're out in society, and your oppressor, you can't even, or you're afraid. It's not that you can't, but it's the fear, right? The fear, which is I truly believe that it's Christianity. You know what I mean? No shade to anybody on here with their religion or whatever, but Christianity has put this fear in us. So if the Black man is afraid to confront or rise up to his oppressor, when he gets home, who you think he's gonna put that energy towards? You know what I mean? So
Where you from? The Black men are scared to approach to straight white men.
yes.
Damn. Okay,
Yes. So
I can't speak on your experience. Yes, ma'am. My apologies. I'm sorry on their behalf. You know what I'm saying? That you got to go through that.
I mean,
Can
but no,
I
this
make
is
a
not like
comment
I
towards
don't
what
think.
she was just talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I love the fact, I really love the fact that you said you're in construction. Because I love it. Because I'm actually a carpenter by trade. I was
Okay.
in the trade from 1996 to 2018.
Yeah.
So and I build with the best of them, baby. I
Mhm.
was walking on site with 10 2x4s on my
Right,
shoulder, eight
right,
footers.
right,
I'll
right.
do the Mexican. Please believe me, for real, for real. But I don't really feel like the man is afraid of talking back. That's his money, nigga. He ain't
Mhm,
trying to fuck up his check. You feel
mhm,
me? So
mhm,
it's not. I don't. Well, where I come from, they're not afraid because they, if it come down to it, they'll shut that whole thing down.
mhm,
But they ain't finna mess up their money.
mhm,
And we was always, I mean, it's conditioned as well. It's like, come on now. Back in the day, the Caucasian man used to rape the black man in front of their wives and shit. I mean, a
mhm,
lot of stuff that we go through is a serious condition and trauma. You got to
mhm,
understand, our ancestors lived through us. So we're still carrying generational pain. And you got
mhm,
to understand what is reincarnation. Because everybody that's in your life, your boyfriend, your baby daddy, close friends, sister, brothers, they just recycled from past lives. Like your
mhm,
mama could have been your daughter or your son in a past life, things like that. So the trauma is, it follows, okay? And then, like, even for myself, when I started learning who I was in a lot of past lives, it made a lot of sense on a lot of stuff that I went through and I've been through in this life because of the things that who I was in past lives, the things that happened to them, and what and stuff like that.
mhm.
So you, it all goes back to our ancestors and what we are, our ancestors and stuff went through, because we're still dealing with that now, even though they're gone, because they lived through us. That pain, that trauma is still there. So until we like really heal and learn truth of who we are, that's the only way that this will be solved. But a lot of people are awakening right now and are being forced to to awaken, to understand, because I have a lot of people that come to me, and youngsters from the hood, and stepsons, and just people coming to me because they watch my journey, and now they're awakening and they trying to figure out what's going on, like why are they feeling this way. And like I had a talk with one of the young guys, and he really want his mom to see what he see and to heal. And I had to let him know everybody don't supposed to heal in this lifetime. So all you can really do is have compassion for them and pray for them, but you can't heal everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And they only can heal at their time, at their pace. So he
right,
was feeling some kind of way because his mama is still stuck in that toxic mentality, and he just really want her to understand who she really is, but she's indoctrinated with Christianity, so she don't want to look outside the box.
right. I mean, I totally get what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like I've experienced like I've never experienced, like I don't really deal with guys that, you know what I mean, that it's like that, where they don't stand up for themselves or they don't speak for themselves. But I've seen it with my own eyes. And I've also seen the other side of the coin where, you know what I mean? Some brothers, they flip the table, like you said, they'll flip the table. You're like, who you talking to? You know what I'm saying? So, but as a collective, because there is an issue. Like I have girlfriends, I, be around, all different type of ladies to where,
A thousand pardons. A thousand pardons, guys. Can we mute our mics while she's talking, please?
oh, sorry.
Okay, go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Um, where what, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, the ladies are saying, being around different girlfriends, right? They're like, oh, the men, what's up with the men? You know what I mean? The men, they're not doing this, the men not doing that. This is that, this is that. You know what I mean? Like it's an issue. So it's like, why we're here today. You know what I mean? And my belief is a lot of it comes from Christianity, the fear, right? And then when you get back to our ancestors, where that comes through the bloodline, it's all fear. Okay, because at one point, if you go beyond slavery, beyond all of that, we weren't living that way. You know what I mean? We were royalty. We ruled the land. We were kings and queens. Like, we had it. You know what I mean? So with the different spell works, the fear, all of that. So yes, that's a thing that's coming through our bloodline. So it's like, this is the product. So then you throw in some, like the lady said earlier, the crack babies. I talked to a guy, that great guy, you know what I mean? But as I dove more into his history, and this is the thing, a lot of us ladies, like, it's gonna start with us, period. It has to start with us, because a lot of these guys are waking up, or like, say, one of the elders, she said, stop saying waking, right? Because like awake and dead, I'm into etymology or whatever. So I'm trying to like be mindful of my words. So rise, they're remembering. A lot of guys are remembering. So they're gonna need assistance and help, because a lot of us, we've already went through that refinement process. We've already went through remembering who we were, the work, right? Someone says the shadow work. So now, okay, so the guy that I was talking to, right, as he started to open up, it took him a while to open up. Okay, he started to tell me about his background, his, the crack, his mom and all of that with the drugs and all of that. So it's like, oh, okay, now it makes sense why, he liked to smoke all the time. It makes sense, like, because he's trying to escape this trauma that was passed down to him. You know what I mean? So one of the things that my grandmother, like, what like Arisha was saying, back to a lot of us ladies, maybe it's too late for a lot of us, with the elders. Some of the elders are probably gone, transition, but maybe we can, with more of these dialogues, where we can push forward for the next generation, right? For the next ladies, where us being amongst each other and schooling each other, because I'm right there with you, Goddess, where you said that you grew up around a whole bunch of guys. And the other lady, I grew up in the streets. I had to raise myself also. I grew up, older men trained me, older men taught me, like, everything that I know. You know what I mean?
Where was your
So,
mom?
huh?
Where was your mom?
So my mom, she was a young mother. She had me and my brother at age 15. So she was out there, you know what I mean? She's a young mom raising children. So she was out there too, you know what I mean? So just
And again, I keep seeing that same circle when it goes back to, where I'm from. Like I say, I used to live in Michoud, so I do. It's most definitely a beautiful feminine energy in Louisiana. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that I've seen leave good situations to go run the streets, go chase a dude with rims. I want to be raised by this person. A lot of people now, other people, they have situations where their parents. You said a lot, and I don't want to lose the. I want to get around
yeah,
this
I
whole.
know.
No, and I'm glad everybody, but we got to keep going back to when we say we want to push up the matriarch, just like you said the brothers don't need anything. It wasn't the white man that said, oh, the black woman is God. It wasn't an Asian man. It wasn't no black woman that said the black woman was God. If you look in the early 80s and 90s, that was melanated men. If you look in late 90s and 2000s, that was Bobby Hemmett and Dr. Double Blairs and all these different black men saying the black woman is God. Push them up, push them up, push them up. Just for the black woman, a lot of black women say, it's a matriarch. We don't need the black man. You missed the whole point entirely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
When we say matriarch, we want y'all to tighten up on y'all divine feminine energy. I love that divinity goddess. She don't just tap into African deities. She don't just tap into any kind of deity somebody prescribe on her. She tap into an ancient Naga energy, an ancient feminine energy from ancient Kush. But I ain't gonna go too far in it. I want to ask the goddess let me see your name. Three times, finesse three times.
Yes,
I
yes.
want to go
See,
back to the original. I want to go back to the original question because we kind of
actually,
got
I
off
was
track.
raised differently. See, I was raised differently because when I was a little girl, I stayed in the country in Louisiana, It was called Wisdom, Louisiana, and I stayed there for about 4 or 5 years. And I remember one day we was standing in line waiting to see Santa Claus, and the white people got in front of us, and my granddaddy didn't say nothing. So it made me feel a type of way, as and my mother was in the Black Panther Party, so she thought completely different. So she taught us that, if he can't use your comb, don't bring him home. So it wasn't that we never ever, gave them more respect than they deserve. We never kissed their ass because my mother witnessed it from her dad. So she raised us to be more like, militant. So I never, I could never deal with a man who buckled down to a white man and not allow him to discredit him and make him feel small. Because I believe in, if you know who you are, you don't let nobody take that from you. So but that's the way my mama raised me. Even though the men around me, they all had their own businesses, so they wasn't being hired by white men. See, they raised all of our sons and cousins up to do the carpentry business. I even laid carpet. I even did painting. I did stuff like that. So we didn't have to actually, bow down to them anymore after what we went through in the country. Now, still in that where we're from, they still got KKK still run their country, still run Wisdom, Louisiana. You can go down there if you want to and start something. You be in the alligator pond.
Now let me ask you something. How much black on black violence is where you from?
Where I'm from in Texas or in Louisiana, it's not even that many people there. But in Texas, it's a lot of black on black crime.
See, that's what I don't understand. If you understand the so-called organization, right? And we can
Mhm.
be military strategic against one of our own. We can be
Mhm.
military strategic against all of our own. I mean, to the point where
Mhm.
we shaking each other down when we see each other in the street. We
Mhm.
can't be. You talking about the Klan? Me personally, like I would just say this. I never had to worry about that. I never like my whole situation is completely different from a lot of different people. I don't tolerate a little bit of nothing, but I don't work for
Right.
anybody either. You know what I'm saying? I work for
Right.
myself. That's why I also
Right.
say that we got to really tap into supporting each other's business, keeping everything flowing with each other. They gave us that's one thing. But if you as a woman, y'all should tell who's butt broken already. If he bow his head every time he see, then he pretty much a bitch too. He a woman too. So don't like y'all should see this from a mile away to where y'all got to stop throwing y'all pearl to swine because every man y'all sleep with,
Yes.
y'all take a piece of him with you. I don't need
Yeah.
that on. I don't need none of that on me. Period. You know what I'm saying? When you sleep with a man and he come inside you, that could be in your brain for I don't know how long. Science can tell you that. But y'all messing with weak men, beta men, and then when y'all mess with people, y'all take on each other's attributes. You know what I'm saying? So you messing with a beta men, and then you looking at a real man, and the real man see something off on you. Carrying some kind of spirit. God is talking about it all the time. You got spirits on you. You got a broke back spirit on you. You know what I'm saying? Uh, God is Hawkeye. Man, God, man, I know. I ain't been in the workforce in a long time, but I know we ain't bound down to right man in the workforce in 2026, is it?
No, 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 no. We don't do that. We don't do that. But I definitely agree with what the sisters are saying. Um, I think it's related to several different factors, just like they said, a religion that, you know, um, puts a certain image up of a certain, person of a certain persuasion in our subconscious minds. That's a big part of it. Just the mindset of what we've been taught, the colonization, the power system, all that plays into it. But I have seen that, and I agree with the sisters myself. I've actually seen brothers that allow words to be used with their wife, where they definitely wouldn't do that when it was us. It's a different set of rules. And I actually asked that question about, okay, so you didn't do it in this case, but when it's us, you would do what? He brought up some violence, like you would expect with the words that's being used. It's time to protect your woman, right?
Mhm.
But with that particular person, they didn't do anything. So that is out there, and that's deep within us, and that's the problem that I think that as the sister, I think the first goddess said, a lot of knowing yourself, knowing who you are really plays a big part in overcoming a lot of that. So knowledge is key to help with that trauma. Because if you don't know who you are, you don't know you don't know the mess they threw up that's in your face, and you really can't decipher it. So you believe all the hype, basically.
Yeah.
Check.
So that's a big
Man,
part of
no,
it.
hey, I'm also a big firm believer in, like I see a lot of these, you can tell a beta male when they always in women's business. They always talking about what women doing and this and that. That's beta male energy. You know what I'm saying? Women, let the women have a gossip channel. We supposed to be putting out information. They got so many gossip channels. I don't even like West Coast niggas in general because everything about the West Coast, anytime they get on YouTube, they either snitching on each other or gossiping. So I say that to say, as far as I don't speak on a lot of what the women doing. I like speaking on what the men are doing, what we should be doing. If the women saying that they don't feel financially free with us, then I feel like we need to get our money up. I feel, but then you also got that group that be like, oh, you're just materialistic. But that's why I
So
always talk about business. I'm sorry. Oh,
I'm
yes,
sorry.
ma'am. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
I just wanted to speak on that because I hear that everywhere. And just tapping into the energy, like I remember growing up where, like grandma, you know what I mean? Like us ladies, we are natural go-getters. Like I've been like the stay-home mom. Like I love to work. Like I have my own business and I work. Like I love to basically like being my purpose. You know what I mean? Like I'm not just saying like just doing whatever, you know what I mean, to make money or whatever. But it's just like, like the big mama, like what what I'm saying? She was selling pies, auntie was doing hair, growing up, us young girls, we was babysitting. We've always been natural go-getters. That's why the dynamic is the way that it is. But I feel like it's like it's like that concept of use me but don't misuse me, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the roles are mistaken, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, and another thing is like the men, like I said, being around all of these men, some of them, like, first of all, I just have a new profound respect for guys, okay, that's getting out there every day, that's going to work, because it's a lot. It's a lot. And when I be, at this place that I go to, you know what I mean? They give me a little leeway because they're like, you're the girl, whatever. But I just like, okay, so the Most High Spirit allowed me to see that, and so that put me more into my feminine, aspect, to where I have a more respect for. It's like, okay, so then some of the guys come there and they're like, they're like, the only thing they're good for is a paycheck. They're like, if they don't go home with money or a paycheck, they can't go home. And for me, I'm just like, that's ludicrous. Okay, that's diabolical, because it's just like, first of all, money is fake, okay? And
Ooh.
the energy behind it, it's not about the money, it's the energy. So it's like, you're I'm not saying, anyone up here or whatever. I'm just saying, like, in general, a lot of women, they like they measure their husband or measure their guy by how much money he make or how much money he bring home. And internally, that's making the guy think that he's nothing worth but a paycheck. He's nothing worth but money. And it's like, money's fake, right? So it's like, okay, well, now when your husband, your man gets 50, 60 years old, he's going to be broke down. He's going to have all type of issues going on. These men are dying on these at
Let
these
her
jobs.
cook.
They're literally dying because they're working themselves too much. And it's not, I'm not trying to be like, oh, the man is not the man and he's not supposed to work. That's not, it's just that a lot of men, they really think in their mind that they're not worth nothing but a paycheck. And that is not, I don't know
Ooh.
where we got
What
that from.
man are you dealing with? I'm sorry for cutting you off, but in the construction field, usually the men that's doing that is the Mexicans. that gotta hurry up and go home and give up their check. Like the black men, the melanated men, well, when I was in the trade, you know, I wasn't around them type of men. So, but the type of man that I do know is the ones that's intimidated by independent women, especially independent black women. Because I was in a relationship and I recall the guy that I was dealing with, I was saying something. And like I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always had multiple businesses. I had my own record company. I put out my album on my record label. I had dance studios, after hour spots. I didn't own botanica stores. I'm a travel agent. I've had Airbnb. So I've always been a go-getter. I always was able to get money and make stuff happen. And the guy that I was with one time, I had a credit repair business and I was doing something. And he looked at me just disgusted. And he was like, how you seem like you just be knowing everything. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he was like, it just seems like you just be knowing stuff other people don't know. And I'm like, well, damn, ain't that something that a good thing? Now, if I was like, a weak-minded person, that would have messed me up. You feel me? Like some weak-minded bras, that would have messed them up. But I'm not nothing like that. So to me, that just didn't make sense. But it was more of intimidation, and the man feels some kind of way because they supposed to be the provider, they supposed to be the man. And when you have a woman that's capable of tapping into anything and conquering it, and then know stuff that other people don't know. Like I'm a little different than a lot of people. So, you know, and I've always been like that way before I tapped into spirituality. My spirit team been with me from day one since I came out my mama womb. So I've always been like this. So when you have that type of energy with yourself and that type of demeanor, a lot of men are intimidated. So, like for me personally, for me to rock with you, you have to be sure of yourself. You got to know who you are. You got to walk in your power because I start treating you like a little bitch. Like I ain't even gonna lie. If that's
but
how
wait a minute.
I'm a
But before the guy,
my mouthpiece is blunt.
That's what I'm saying. Where
before the guy
it
said,
No.
Oh, go ahead, Risha.
I'm sorry, but that's where I was going with it. Because you said security. Now I don't have those problems when you said a man's intimidated. I got a Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? Before she met me, she was already good. She already got her own thing established. I said several times, you can quit what you got going on and rock with this. She's still doing what she's doing way before. So that's not men. Like I said, over there, you might just have a high percentage of beta males over there. You know what I'm saying? Because a real man ain't looking at it like that. The goal was always that. Now, when you say security, the security comes from with the guy that she has great points. She was cook. I had to let her cook. But when she interjected, that's what I was saying. As a man, have your shit together before you go to these women, because you can't have it both ways. She wants you to be secure. She don't want you to be intimidated. That means have your shit in order. No matter if the money's fake or not fake, get you some land. No matter the money's not fake or not fake, go get you some gold or silver. Have that shit put up to where your family always you got to have something for the family. That's the whole point of being man. Get going now. Every woman said that they're capable of building a house. They're capable of doing that. They're capable of doing everything that the man was going to do, and that's fine. But what y'all going to do on the feminine side? Let the man do the man stuff. Let the woman do the woman stuff. No, I wasn't saying you in general.
I cannot do everything a man could do. I'm not saying that.
No, I wasn't saying you in general. Yes, ma'am. I wasn't saying you in general at all. That's not a personal attack on anybody. Just like the goddess, that wasn't a personal attack on nobody. Like I said, I can't judge nobody's experience. We're all from different sections. She's in a section where, like she said, these dudes might be intimidated of an intelligent woman, but I don't think none of them are in any kind of rights or any kind of rites of passage as to be called men. If Divinity Goddess can do oracles, if she can do oracles and tell me, oh, today you need to be going over here, stay with him, I'm gonna use that to my advantage on my Shango strategic energy and be like, yo, boom, this is the perfect goddess to have on the team to make sure I don't slip up. You are a real man. We already have these conversations. We already know. Even in Islam, they tell you 50% of the faith is to have get married to a good woman. In the Bible, basic instructions. The Bible is the basic instruction before leaving Earth. They say a good woman is worth more than rubies and gold and rubies. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not a real big Bible person, but I'm knowing it says something of that nature. And I like rubies. So I'm not intimidated from no. I want the reason we doing Matriarch Monday because we want to see more powerful women. What she said was so heartbreaking. When she said, "Oh, them dudes over there said keep a female broke and all that." That's the most weakest beta male.
That is
Y'all, this is the crazy part about it. They'll kill each other. They won't kill the Mexicans. They won't
yeah.
kill the white man. They won't kill the Khazarians. You want to keep the women, all women broke. You won't keep nobody else broke. We hustle each other. We won't hustle nobody else. We won't rob nobody else. We won't drill nobody else. So I don't know what's going on over there. I already, like I said, I don't even like the West Coast in general. Like not the men anyway. Everything over there is. But so you said
Oh yeah,
also,
she
you said
did
something
say
about the
she was
spell.
born in West Coast.
One of
They
y'all
go
said
through a
something about
lot
the
of
spell.
emotional incest here. A lot of the mothers teach their sons, treat their sons like they man. They
Yeah.
stay in their relationships and they stay in their business all the time. So when they get with a woman, they have that same type of expectancy to see that she gonna treat them like her son instead of her man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm noticing here in the East Coast.
On the East
I
Coast,
shall
I
say.
yeah.
mean the West
And,
Coast.
and,
I'm
and,
sorry.
Oh, the West
And,
Coast.
and again, I say, man, that's why I brought my brother on here, man, just to say, because when we say real men in our thing, we talk about chief talk. We talking about men that already got some established, they already got their own thing going. These are real men that's trying to push the matriarch. It's a bunch of men out here pushing the
Yeah.
matriarch and been pushing the matriarch, and we want to see y'all do y'all thing. And no
Yeah,
intimidation at
yeah.
all.
One thing that I was going to say to the guys was I was going to ask her because she said that she was a go getter, and the first thing I thought was he a go getter? And I'm asking the sister.
Well, he was a go-getter in his own path. Like, he was, transport. Like he was a man with that. Don't get me wrong, he's a well-known guy.
I
A
just mean
lot
as
of
far as
people
his
have,
energy, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get in all the details about him, but about his energy. You feel like he was just,
yeah, he was, but the thing about it, he was a go-getter, but he didn't believe in himself. It was one
Hmm.
time he could have got this job that would have set him up real well. And I remember he had to do some transporting for some Detroit cats. And they told him if you miss this orientation, you're gonna be dropped off the list. He was more loyal in making sure he got that money from the Detroit cats than going to his orientation. But the other thing, he was so well known and had so much pull in a lot of areas, like down south, East Coast, West Coast, like he was well known to where even the people at this establishment was like, we're gonna give you another chance. Just give this guy a call. And it bothered me because it was like, okay, you haven't called. Why? What are you waiting for? And when he said, and this is when I knew I couldn't be with him, he said to me that he was afraid they say no. And that let
Hmm.
me know that, oh, see, because you supposed to go after the no's because you'll never know if it's a yeah or not. Sometimes the no's is leading you to the yes. You can't be manifesting and predicting what's gonna happen because that's what you're pretty much doing. So when he eventually 2 weeks later called, of course they ain't finna give you the job because you're not serious. If you were
Hmm.
serious, you would have called the next day. Within that week, if anything, if you had other shit going on and somehow you couldn't call, but you really literally waited a couple weeks, so you got to know that you manifested. You see what
right.
I'm saying? And but when it comes to how he made money all his life and what he was used to making money ever since he was a teenager, that he can do that. But now we at a point that that's over with. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no money in that no more. And it's consequences. But he was, like I said, he carries this boss demeanor and he always was a showboat. So it's to the point now he feel like I think he might be changing now because he see how everybody else has
Hmm.
risen and he's still
And he's
stagnated.
still
But
there
it
where he's
goes
at.
back to the spiritual hygiene and
Hmm.
shit like that because people don't understand procrastination, fear, doubt, worry, stress. All that's a spirit. And
Hmm.
once you learn that you can just remove that shit, like literally, I would just remove that shit. If I be feeling off and I'm thinking stupid, I just go do a cleanse or light a candle, and the next day I'm back. You feel me? So once you learn that you can really control that, it's not, it's something that's trying to keep you at a low vibration. It's trying
Hmm.
to keep you broke. And then you gotta also remember we got entertainers that are paid influencers to keep are people suppressed and in a low vibrational mind state.
Let's
So
talk about it.
that
Let's talk
has
about it.
a lot to do with everything. We got the sexy reds, and even though in my era we had Lil Kim, but she was no different than sexy red. You know what I'm saying? To keep us in a mentality of pussy power, like you were saying, and use what you got to get what you want. But I'm gonna say one thing, and this is so funny because when I used to own a botanical store, I'm gonna be real brief. A young lady came in the store and she was like, "I know you from somewhere. We was together in a past life, but I don't know where I know you from." She was like, "I'm gonna go ask my ancestors tonight, and I'm gonna come. I'm when I come back, I'm gonna tell you." And mind you, at this time, I was like in the beginning, I just knew how to manifest stuff. I didn't wasn't all deep like I am now. And when she came back, she said we was prostitutes together. And I'm looking at her like, girl, I ain't sold no ass. I ain't never been a prostitute. But then I started learning that the ISISes and all them, they used to call them prostitutes. That's what who
Yeah.
they were prostitutes. And then when one of my past lives came to me and I learned that she was actually the head of the prostitutes. She was the madam. I said, no wonder I was pimping in this lifetime. And I did a past life regression. And that lifetime I was a man and it was 1929. I was in a juke joint pimping in that lifetime.
So maybe, so have you thought about this? You always talk about spiritual hygiene and karma. If you were pimping in your last life, do you think that might have came back and affected some of this life right here?
Well, I did do a little pimping in this lifetime, but I always have favor on my life. Like it's this one incident, y'all. Let me tell the story. I'm gonna be brief. It's so funny, and I was too old for this, but I was in my 30s, and I had cousins, and all them was pimps, and so I was short on some money. You feel me? And I was like, okay, I need to make some money. I need some hoes. I ain't got no, I didn't have none, so. I took my cousin bottom bitch with me, and we went to San Jose to try and come up on some girls. And it was some young Spanish girls. And I was like, you want to have a good time? You want to party or whatever? And so they like, yeah, they told me they was 16 and stuff. So we found the trick at the at the liquor store. And so
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't get yourself in trouble. Be careful. I
no,
don't.
but no, but this was no, this is good. It's good. The police came. I'm gonna tell you. And so the dude, the hotel was across the street. I told him, I said, okay, when y'all, cause this was just a quick trying to get some money. It wasn't no for real nothing. So I'm like, okay, so let us get to the car, and soon as y'all think we in the car, y'all can run out, and then we'll leave. But he already gave me the money. So when me and our girl get into the car, they ran out before we got to the bottom of the stairs. The police pulled up. The trick called the police, and the police came. I told her to keep the money. Literally, I would have went to jail that night. Come to find out, them girls was 13 and 14 years old. Come to find out, my cousin bottom bitch was only 15, and I thought she was 18. The only reason why I did not go to jail is because the police called the bottom bitch that was with me mama, and the mama was like, well, I don't know her, but can you please let her bring my baby home, because we was like an hour and then 2 hours away. And the police mind you, my tags was bad. Oh.
I,
But
st- I
I
yes.
just want to speak on how my spirit team just always protected me all my
Yeah.
life.
Check, check.
I wanted to
Um,
say, that I definitely feel you, Divinity Goddess. I feel like we could be sister girls. You know what I'm saying? Because your experiences and I've had similar experiences, but just learning like history, like this the thing is a lot of things that we were taught, like we'll say like prostitution, these words, right? That kind of stuff was like put on us because we say like, okay, mother Anana or Isis, like I, used to work in a bar in my 20s, or like when I was like 18, 20 or whatever. And I came up with a fake name, and I used that name Isis, right? So, but I didn't know who was Isis then at that time. You know what I mean? It was just something that I heard. I liked it. So I feel like we were taught that a lot of these experiences that we had were bad, but at the end of the day, it gave us character, right? We were able to see the different side of the tracks. You know what I mean? Because we needed that to come to be who we are today, to rise to who we are today. So I feel like what's happening now, a lot of the guys are late to the party, right? So like what I've been getting, like, because I still like messages, you know what I mean? And on YouTube. So if anybody look me up, just know I'll just give y'all a fair warning. I do like divine messages or whatever. And what I've been getting is that a lot of the guys are late to the party, meaning like they're remembering, they've had a lot of trauma. So it's gonna take us, the ladies that have grown, that have risen to our divinity, to kind of like push these messages out. You know what I mean? And not, because I actually got in trouble today because I'm a Virgo. So I mean, I have like a I don't give a F attitude about a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But okay, so now we've have arrived, right? We arise to our divinity. So it's like we have to be like an example, and we have to walk with that light, right? So it's like no feelings. We can't have no feelings with a lot of things that have to do with relationships. You know what I mean? Like my grandmother always told me, the first thing you want to do is be a guy's friend, right? That sounds cliche, but it's true, because we're in a space and time now where the frequency of the planet is changing. We're changing. We can see it. It's a mass awakening that's happening. So these guys, and the thing is, like, we need the guys. So it's like a lot of the ladies, like I take care of myself. I don't look to no guy to take care of me, all that stuff, right? I don't subscribe to that. But I'm not saying, oh, I don't need men, or whatever all this stuff is. Like, it's like we have to like let all that stuff go, and we have to like operate in like a love space, and leave a space open for these guys that are, remember, because we need them, because right now is the divine and the feminine, right? The yin and the yang. So in order for us, because what I'm getting is that when we reach, okay, because there's levels, right? So there's levels. When you're ascending, there's levels. So one of the top levels is to become one with your divine and your masculine energy within. So only how we can know that we're growing is other people will be a mirror to us. So if we're saying that we're divine, and we are, these empresses and these goddesses and all of that, and I have two sons, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they're looking to me, because we are the representation of the mother. So if we secretly in our hearts have this like thing against the guys, it's gonna show, it's gonna manifest. We're the age of Aquarius. It's everything is being revealed. We can't hide anything, even if it's secretly in your heart. So for me, I had to like work on, and I spoke with my spiritual mom today, this morning, this AM, and I told her about this guy that I know, right? He's a big time rapper. I'm not gonna say his name. And another thing that's my purpose is I do healthy. I'm into health, all health, and I sell healthy juices. So I knew this guy for years now. He has health issues. So he flew out here to my house, right? Nothing to do with sex. Nothing with sex, nothing. I told Arisha the story already, but this was a teaching lesson for me, because I need to stop. Like, I can't no longer be like a child. I have to like grow up now and put my feelings to the side. Okay. So he came to my house. He flew out here. He has health issues, all of this stuff, right? So I said, okay, my one of my goals that I'm working on, it's okay. I put it out there. It's gonna happen. The Most High showed me so I could share it. I'm gonna open up a wellness center. Okay.
Yeah, I
So
say.
the most high said, this is going to be your project. You're going to this, because we have, us ladies, we have to be caregivers. All right. So I had to literally experience this. So I said, okay, he's going to be I'm going to do this. So he got here. So I did everything like because my grandmother, she caregives the people in the community. She's like 90 years old. This is what she does. So I just did everything she showed me. So I went and bought him pajamas. I got him socks. You know when you go out of town, you like to put in those little fresh socks or whatever. So I made him juice. So he did a fast for 3 days. So I did this with him. Basically, like he got taken care of. Okay. And we did herbs to cleanse his blood. The second day he broke down. I gave him my room, the guest room. I slept on the couch because he came here for healing. Okay. After he left, the last day of his fast, the next day I made a dinner for him and all of that, sent him on his way. Okay. I never heard from him after that. I even made because I was like, this is what I'm gonna do when people come from all over the world, they're gonna come to this wellness center and we're gonna they're gonna be taken care of. It's gonna be healing. We're gonna dive into their traumas. They're gonna have fresh juice, all that stuff, right? They're gonna learn about knowledge, all this stuff. And so I made him like a aftercare kind of like brochure thing, but I made it like digital, sent it to him. He didn't say nothing.
I
And
got a
that's
question, not to
crazy.
cut you off, but did he pay you?
No, he didn't pay
Okay, so
nothing.
that's where you fucked up. Why you invite this man to your house
I was
and
gonna let her finish.
cater to him
Okay,
on
hold on.
all this shit and you ain't get paid? Like you just giving your gifts away for free? And
No.
see, now that's where you messed up because
Go.
he came from healing. He wasn't coming to be your friend. You got too emotionally involved. Like I don't know what you, like we can connect on some stuff because we're on the same path, lightweight, because I'm also opening a wellness spa, but people ain't coming to stay and do. I ain't doing all that, but it's for healing. I'm a Reiki master and a sound healer,
Mm-hmm.
amongst other
Mm-hmm.
things. But you got to understand, we are healers, but we can't heal everybody. Like
Mm-hmm.
I only allow people to come to me that is sent from the Most High, and how my spirit team work. You can't get close to me. Like, even if somebody is interested in me, if you're not in alignment with me, baby, you just going to admire from afar. And because my team is not gonna let you close to me. And you gotta learn boundaries. You
Mm-hmm.
have to have spiritual boundaries. You can't, because you got to
Exactly.
understand your light. Light attracts maggots and good people and bad people and wounded people. So all wounded people is gonna be magnetized to you because you are a healer and you light. But you gotta have discernment and be able to know who you supposed to be healing and who you're not supposed to be healing. And for one, without money, and you did all that. You talking about you bought this man socks and stuff, and he a
Okay,
big
hold
time
on. Hold
rapper.
on.
So
Hold on.
Like, I'm
Hold on.
sorry.
No, no, no.
Pause. This is
Look,
where
I was
we're
gonna
right.
wait till you
You're
finish.
not. You're right. We are not the same, and we're different. This is why.
Yes.
Because, like I said in the beginning, money is not real. So I don't look to no money. The Most High takes care of me. The Most High provides for me. So actually, that was a project for me. So this is the thing. When you're in your purpose, you could do it for free. If there's something that you're doing and you say you're not doing it unless you get paid for it, that's not your purpose. Because your purpose is supposed to be something that you could do for free. And money is not the only way to form a payment. Because trust me, I got paid. I just didn't get paid from him.
Can
And
I say one thing, guys?
go ahead.
And not to cut you wisdom, because I was gonna let you finish. But I really 100%. One, two things. One, you're a Virgo. Your nature, that's your nature. You might, I'm not sure how far you go into the spiritual. You say you the readings,
Yes.
but your nature as a Virgo is the healer. Like the God
Yes.
has just said. Now, we have to understand if you say you know your place, healers, if you're not going to allow somebody to come in there and protect your energy and space, then you need to protect your energy and space. And I've never heard of a doctor inviting somebody to their house to heal them. A doctor, I'm talking about hospitals. They have like you said, your wellness center.
Mhm.
A
Well, I
man is
know
going
this guy. I know
no,
this
no, no,
guy for years.
all I'm saying,
I know
and
him.
all I'm saying is
So
Yep.
in our natural state, just like your natural state as a Virgo is to be the healer, a natural state for a man, you think he's not going to automatically be attracted or whatever. And like I say, if he's a healer, you got to be careful. You got to like quarantine people. You don't want them too close in your space. That's the real thing. What she's saying. I
yeah.
understand what you're saying too. But the reason we do put that paper out there is because you might need to pay for the lights. You might need to pay for these different things that you need to sage, the herbs, all these different things you use to heal this man. Secondly, you like as a healer, you just need to protect your energy because you are a sacred. The Virgo is the biggest constellation in the universe. You the
Yes.
master. You the master. Oh, I'm sorry about the second. I'm sorry, my Virgo told me the second. Y'all are like when it comes to the zodiac, the stars. Y'all are already in a placement. There's a design. It's a map, and they're
Yeah.
fighting over you and they're fighting over you in the stars. The angels and dragons and serpents are all surrounding you fighting. That's in the stars.
Mhm.
Protect your energy. You can't let everybody in. No matter rapper, you got to let me know. Let us know. We all curious minds want to know
Because
who's the
I was
driver.
just thinking
Who's
like
the
it could
driver?
have
We
been
need
somebody else,
I
no.
mean,
but
but
No,
hold
we said
on, because
everything.
y'all missing the point. The point is this, okay? Because first of all, I don't let nobody. If I don't know you like that and we not cool, I don't let nobody in my house. I don't let nobody. I don't even like being around people like that. You understand what I'm saying? The whole point of the story, and this was something that I had to learn. It wasn't about the payment, all that, because I got paid plus more. Okay, it just wasn't from him because
Oh
I
no,
was on a
yeah.
mission. I was on a mission. I'm very aware of my purpose. Listen to me. I'm led by this. It's not about that. The point was this. When I spoke to my spiritual mother, and I said this dude, like, I just was like disappointed. You understand what I'm saying? And now I could have been like, oh, that's him. He didn't pay me. Da, 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 because he did agree that he was supposed to do something, but he didn't do it. All right. He reneged. He didn't keep his word. Okay. So it was something that he was supposed to do as far as money, as far as him giving his offering for that, but he didn't do it. He reneged. So I could have been like, ask him, da 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 da. But I just felt disappointed. Okay. So when I spoke to my spiritual mother, she said, I said I blocked him because after he's on my IG watching me every day. Every time I post something, he's the first one watching.
You're a
So
Virgo.
so I'm like, low key, he's like a fan. You know what I'm saying? Low key, you know what I mean? But he did now, he's doing good. Like, he looks good. He looks amazing. He just came off tour. Like, he got things going, and we did this fast for Thanksgiving because I always fast on Thanksgiving. Okay. So I already know that whole spiritual work, what that does. Okay. So anyway, she said you was wrong because I blocked him. She said you should never blocked him because in the spiritual realm, she said you sowed the seed. Because it's not about my feelings, okay? I'm not out here just allowing Joe Schmo in my house or whatever. I knew this guy, okay? And he really needed healing, okay? So it's not about none of that. It's about I needed to see for myself, okay, if I'm really doing this spiritual work, I can't be like, oh, because the Most High is going to lead you to help somebody. And guess what? You might not get nothing in return, but it's not about that. It's about, are you being obedient? Are you being obedient to the spirit as us as divine feminine? Are we
Not
being
to cut you off, I'm sorry. I just cannot.
So
I'm
what did you
sorry.
get upset about?
But I just want to say, because she was emotional and she put some other stuff. But what I want to
Yes, I
say
did. I was
is,
very emotional.
no,
Very emotional.
listen,
I was disappointed,
okay, but
actually.
I want to say this because you keep speaking on your purpose and how we are called to do things. And it goes back to what I said when I said you need to have discernment. Because discernment, you will know exactly if the Most High really sent this person for you to heal them. And the Most High ain't gonna send somebody for you to heal and then that person gonna burn you. The Most High ain't gonna send them kind of people to you. And when
Girl,
I
you
was
don't know,
saying,
girl.
did
You
you get
don't know what
paid?
you're talking about,
And
When I
girl.
was
What are you
saying, did you
drain
talking
get
you.
about?
paid?
Can I ask a
It did
question?
not necessarily.
Can I ask one question?
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Just before we go, because this isn't a personal attack on anybody.
No,
Everybody
it's
just
not.
this is what I say. It's Matriarch Monday, so it's not a personal attack. But before we go any further, I love what you said when you and not to cut your wisdom, Divinity gives. I just want to catch something before I go too far. I love what the Empress said when she said he didn't keep his word, and I wanted to ask Hawkeye about that. You said he didn't keep his word, Hawkeye, and the Patriarch, and for the men, because I don't like judging the women. I'm gonna let you know what I'm saying them figure that out. That's what the Matriarch do. For men, if a man don't keep his word, what is he?
I'd say this principle, you know what principles are, correct? So that's a principle for a man. Word is bond.
Word is bond.
You speak on it, then that's what it is. If not, then you're showing yourself. So that says a lot
And you got
in
to know
real
that
simple
that, that
terms.
that that people are sent to you sometimes, even if they
So
are your friend. Are you cool with them? It
exactly.
just drain you.
Sometimes the people that hurt you the most are the people closest to you, the things you expect things from. So you have to learn. It's just a learning, a learning life lesson.
Exactly.
You have to
And,
learn
and-
how to
and
deal
like I
with.
say, there is no wrong answer whatsoever. There's not an attack to anybody. Everybody got their personal experience. There's no attack. But like I say, it keeps. I'm paying it. I'm only having this conversation so we can see the root of the problem.
I
We said the
basically
root.
brung that up. Like, I understand everybody's point of view. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm very sure of who I am and what I have going on. The whole
Yes, ma'am.
point, the whole point was when you're helping someone, it's not for you to, like God has said, get emotional, okay? Because emotion is a natural thing. You understand what I'm saying? No one, and that's the problem right there. It's like it's okay to be emotional. You don't have to be masculine. You don't have to be, rah rah or da 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 da. Because there's a lesson in everything. There's a lesson in everything. It's your perspective. It's how you look at it. And for me, I don't look at the Most High is not gonna lead me or stir me the wrong way. Period. So if
That's it.
someone to you, y'all might look at it like, oh, that's negative. That's negative thinking. I don't look at negative. I didn't look at it as him coming here as a negative thinking. So yes, I did get what she said, quote unquote, emotional or whatever the case is. But that wasn't the lesson. The lesson for me is when I open up a wellness center, you think that even people that come and pay, you think that they're not gonna come have an attitude? You don't think that they're gonna come probably fuck your shit up? Excuse my language. You don't think that they're gonna come talk dirty to you? How
To
are
your
you
word.
gonna
Hold on. To
deal
your
with
wellness.
it? That's
To
the
your wellness.
lesson. How are you gonna deal with it when you're in a space where you're supposed to be healing people and they don't pay you? There are people that might come for the service and pay and then try to go and call their credit card company to get the money back. You're gonna deal with all type of stuff, but you need to rise above all of that, and you need to keep your eye on the purpose. And what are you doing? Just because somebody did you wrong, it doesn't give you. That's why a lot of ladies need to learn how to. What I'm learning for myself is control the emotion and learn how to step back and say, okay, no problem. Allow the universe or the Most High, whatever, whoever your God is or whatever you subscribe to, allow that energy to take care of itself. And you keep on moving. That's it. And so when my spiritual mom said to me, I was wrong, she said, you should never block him. Because at the end of the day, like a lot of people that I've helped, where they thought they were slicking me, oh, I'm good. I'm highly favored. I have no issues, no worries for nothing. But down the line, when the woman was saying her story where when you sow a seed, then the person go through all of that. You said the man, he after a while you say you had to let him go because he didn't understand. Yeah, he don't understand. But whatever you said to him, that's why us as ladies, we have to be careful of the seeds that we're sowing into people and into these men. Because if we know that they're already traumatized, we know that they're already broken. I was wrong for even really expecting for him to keep his word. right? Because he's already he's sick. He's sick in his body. So if you're sick in your body, you're sick in your mind. If you're
If
sick
I'm
in
sick,
your gut, you're sick
if
in
I'm
your
sick in my
mind.
body, if I'm sick in my body, and somebody heals me, I'm appreciative.
Well, I
Let me show my
mean,
appreciation. Two,
wait,
two,
you're
and because we gonna step out that
Ashe.
step it, but
you
two,
operating
two,
in your higher self, so you're excluded. We're talking about a lot of these men out here that are
we,
still
we, we,
operating in their lower self. No, he's gonna. I mark my words. Like a lot of the people that I heal, months from now, he gonna come back around because the Most High gonna work on him, and he gonna have to look at himself in the mirror. And like the woman said, he gonna look around and he gonna see, and he gonna come right back, and he gonna have to correct that. That's his lesson to learn.
I
My
say,
lesson to learn is when I so seasoned people and I'm out there doing my wellness center, and somebody do something that paid to be in the wellness center, and they come and throw dirt on my name, do me dirty, or whatever the case is, I can't be like, oh well, you know what? That's it. You're done. F you. Da 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 da. No, because you then you're no better than these people that's sick. Somebody has to be the adult here.
It's a lot of low vibrational energy that takes for that type of stuff to be going on. Like I said before, once you start healing yourself and having a strong spirit team, you won't deal with people coming and getting over on you, taking your money and stuff, because your spirit team is going to protect you from them type of people. When you have a strong relationship with your ancestors and you talk to your ancestors instead of going to other people for advice, and you know yourself for real, and you walking in your higher self, you will get downloads from the Most High and from your ancestors on what really is going on and what you need to do. One thing I do know from my journey, because I've been at that point where I was being spiritually attacked a lot, and but the ancestors allowed me to go through so much so I can learn how to protect myself and be unshakable and unfuckwittable. So I don't deal with those type of things. Like, I already know when I open my wellness center, I don't have to worry about people coming trying to scam with attitudes and stuff, because for one, the Most High is not going to send that type of energy to me. But for one, when I step out into a room, even now, even a dude could be over here cussing a broad out. As soon as my presence enter, baby, he's going to be humbled and greet me with goddess or queen or whatever the case may be, because that's the type of energy I hold. So those type of people, like even when I had my botanica store, the energy that was in my botanica store, people would say when they step in my store, they immediately felt healed. They immediately felt the presence of the spirit and the ancestors, and they immediately was humbled and calm. So it depends on the energy you put out and the atmosphere you create on what you're going to get when you open up your store. You can't necessarily speak that you're speaking stuff in existence, saying, oh, when somebody come with a negative attitude and want to not pay, and you're speaking it like you know it's coming and you're okay with it and you're preparing yourself for that. But when you are secure within yourself, and like I said, walking in your higher power and have a relationship with your spirit team and your ancestors and the Most High, they're not going to send you no fuckery at all. And everything, and if you know your stuff and know how to cleanse and know how to create your reality and change the energy and atmosphere, if you know how to do that stuff, you'll never deal with that type of them type of
Girl,
people in
I
your
don't know what.
in
I
your
don't know what.
energy. I don't deal with that type of people in my energy. So I'm just explaining, once you get into a certain level on your spiritual journey, you can have control over who enters your world.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm an Aries, so if you know, you know. You
gang,
know. I'm an
gang, gang,
Aries.
gang. Look, she's the
I
healer.
don't
We're
play.
gonna burn the bridge. I'm gonna burn the bridge. But but I want to ask, because I love what Divinity Goddess just said. She said tap in with your ancestors. I'm not sure how many. I know Divinity Goddess reads, the Goddess Empress. You said you do tarot readings as well, or you do readings?
Yes.
These
I
right
don't do
here.
tarot readings. I'm
No,
intuitive.
yes, ma'am. Yes,
Everything
ma'am.
just come to me. I could look at you and start telling you about yourself.
I say.
Okay.
These right
Yeah.
here are and I'm just making a little real quick point, and then we're going, like I said, we're gonna move around because I really want to keep building on it. But these are shells, right? This is a spiritual tool, just like our card decks, just like our intuition, our spiritual tools. When she said talk to the ancestors, and it's like before I do anything, especially any kind of spirit work for anybody, I'm gonna read on it first. You know what I'm saying? Before I let anybody get too close on it, I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read on it first. You know what I'm saying? And that's any kind of reading it is, because guess what? You're absolutely right, and there's no wrong answer in this. Divinity got us right, and you most definitely right, because the Most High is most definitely protecting you and shield you. And with that heart that you have, matter of fact, I want to go around the room because we're already at an hour 30. I want everybody to tell your business. I want everybody to support these goddesses, protect these goddesses at all costs, protect these goddesses at all costs. It's Mother's Day. We need to see not only y'all wellspring started. I want to see like all sorts of wellsprings. You're gonna need a lot because she's starting her wellspring, you starting yours. I want to see that the matriarch, the whole point of the matriarch is y'all coming together and giving each other good advice so we don't make the same mistakes. We've already made all the mistakes. Our ancestors made all the mistakes they were gonna make for us. We've learned everything we need to learn. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Your shield, when you let me know when you open your well springs, your shield's already gonna be up. When you talking about people that's coming in here, you're going, every hospital has security. You're gonna have your own certain kind. Everything is gonna you're protected. You are, so I understand how you walk like that. And but also,
you know that you know that there's sick people out here, right? You know that 80% of the people out here is sick. You know that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
Okay, but also know that there's every ace is in places. The healer's gonna be the healer. The protector's gonna be the protector. I love what that goddess just said. She's an Aries. Enough said. If you know, you know. Because like I said, healers need protectors. Surround yourself by protectors and people that can get. This goddess is a Gemini. She's coming from the Ori. She's coming from the Abatala energy. You're coming from the earth. You're coming from that, like you said, not the Anana, but the Allah energy, not the Allah from the witch color, but the Allah earth deity energy. Goddess Aries, go ahead and tell us. We ain't gonna leave you out, Goddess. Tell us how you feeling right now.
Well, I was just listening to her story, and like I said, it's kind of like the movie The Matrix. Now you can have somebody that you love, and if they not, that you care for, you cool with, if they are not, they sick in the mind and sick in the body, they can also be infiltrated by the enemy to come and attack you. So you need to be more careful about protecting your space and protecting your energy and who you giving it to. Yes, you're gonna be blessed for what you did because you did it out of the kindness of your heart. And yes, he gonna be dealt with accordingly because he didn't do what he said he was gonna do. But it's nothing wrong with having protection and looking and making sure that looking to your spirit guides and looking to your ancestors before you allow that type of energy into you or on you. It's in your house. You don't have to sleep with him. It can get on you just being in your surroundings. That's a sacred space. That's why people have an office building or a doctor's office. When you let somebody in your sacred space and they not, healed, they can affect you as well. I know,
Girl, let's move
your
around.
heart is in the right place, but
if I can say this just real quick
that is
from a different angle.
A lot of these women opening their legs to demons. Like, we good over here. That wasn't the point. The point was about women and men. Okay, like I said, I know this guy. Okay, so me expressing how I felt, that's a vulnerable moment. So that's not to be all discernment. I know him. Half of these women out here, the nigga they got in their bed is a whole demon. Okay, I don't got no problems. I'm celibate. I don't got no problems. I'm good over here. The whole point is that it's too much negativity. Like, we have to come to a space. Everybody's not out to get you. All right. What we really need to be doing is run about these oppressors and all the shit that they got that's coming up against us. What we really need to be doing is putting up our spell work against these oppressors that's over here robbing these people in Brooklyn, taking their homes. We're not worrying about that. It's about the feminine, these women that are too masculine. Too masculine. At the end of the day, if you protected, you don't have nothing to worry about. I don't worry about nobody. Can nobody do nothing to me? Nothing. Because I actually done my genealogy. Okay? I went down to Louisiana, Abbeville, Louisiana, found my 5th, 6th grandmother. So I'm good over here. I know what's going on. The whole point was to correlate the man and the woman. When the fact that we know these men out here are sick, they're dealing with traumas, they're dealing with this and dealing with that, it's not for us to keep condemning them. We have to allow them in the spiritual realm to sow the seed into them, Okay, lead by example, and not to be like, oh fuck you, nigga. Excuse my language. Oh f you, da 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 da. I ain't da da da. Like, nah. You know what? I'm gonna step away from you. I'm a sow the seed into you, and allow that space, that be a friend to you. We can't be together, but I'll be a friend to you. If you need someone to talk to, if you need someone to talk about these issues and problems that you have, I'll be there and do that for you. But I'm not. I'm good on the discernment. And to be honest with you, Arisha, I was worried about coming on this show today, and I
No,
appreciate old girl up here coming like with
no,
that energy. So
no.
I already know
That's
how
not.
you are with your men. I already know how you are with your men. Because if that's the type of energy,
No, ma'am.
I'm gonna hear somebody out and let them rock how they rocking. Because if you
Yes,
up here,
ma'am.
that means that you have an understanding of who you are. So at the end of the day, I don't need nobody to tell me who I am. I know who I am. When I did my genealogy, I know who I am. So at the
Guess
end of
what?
the day, the whole point was to show how the disconnect from the man and the woman is always, we always think somebody's out to get us.
I
We
wasn't
Yes,
know
trying
ma'am.
to
Hey,
judge you
we
no,
at
know
no.
these women
all.
are
A
I just
thousand
want to
broken.
say
We
points.
know
that.
they
A
have
thousand points.
trauma.
One
We
second.
know
One
they're
second.
sick. We
One
know
second.
that.
And,
So
and, and I
how
love
are we
it.
gonna move forward, and how are we gonna find a solution? How are we gonna move forward? What space and love are we providing
Healing.
for
You
each
gotta
other?
heal your ego and
No, no,
learn
no,
how
Girl,
to
no,
I don't
no,
need
think.
no,
to
no,
do nothing
no, no.
to
We're not
give me that
attacking. We're
energy
gonna
that
move
you
on.
just dished out. I don't need to do
Just no,
nothing.
hold on. A
I
thousand
don't need to
points.
do
A thousand
nothing.
points, please. A thousand points, please. A thousand points, please. Like I said before, this was in a personal attack. That's why I kept on saying I wanted to move on because I appreciate everything that y'all, each one of y'all said. Each one of y'all said something powerful. I'm coming to you, Hawk. I'm coming to you, Hawk. But each one of y'all said something powerful. Nobody said nothing wrong. And I said several times that nobody can speak on somebody else's experience because we don't know. Like everybody has their own experience. It's Matriarch Monday. I love what you said. You said, "Yo, we got to stop treating them like the dog in the street." Wait a minute. Let her cook. And you know what I'm saying? I love everything you said. I appreciate everything you said. I also appreciate this. I most definitely appreciate Goddess Divinity because guess what? She's gonna be that big sister to put that arm around you and say, nope, you ain't gonna hurt my sister. You ain't. And I appreciate that's love. At the end of the day, it might not look the same, but in this Matriarch Monday, everybody love you. Everybody has your Virgo. The same way you heal is the same way we feel about protecting. That's all. Now, with that being said, I want to move to something else because it was never an attack. It was only out of love. She's not attacking you. I know this sister. She's not attacking you. She loves you. This is I wouldn't have brought everybody on here. I wouldn't have invited you for no disrespect whatsoever. Before I step to the goddesses, Brother Hawk, I want to say something. What you got, Hawk?
I just had a question if I could ask. You said this person was a friend or is a friend.
I
Was
don't
a
even really
Um,
want.
friend.
I really don't even want to be on that topic no more. I mean, if you want to say something, but I really want to get past this topic. But go ahead though. Go ahead and put a nail in
uh,
it.
no, if she feels like we need to move on, then I would rather do that. But I thought this just was a question that would just kind of help.
Do you think? Do you think? Do you think? I just don't want. I don't want nobody to feel like they're attacked. So go ahead. Go ahead and ask your question. I'm sorry.
No, 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 no. I was just gonna say I think where she's coming from, at least I feel like she's saying that um, she just feels like she was well, let me ask this. Was this a romantic type relationship in any way, or did you have those type of feelings for him in any way?
No, it was just a
Just a
friend
friend?
that I knew, and that's it. Just a friend that I knew. I knew him for years.
Okay, okay. Um, I know that they mention a lot of things. They are on a level apparently that they have a lot of more spiritual protection, and I understand what they're talking about. On a spirit level, you are afforded, avoidance of certain situations and things happening. But I think to meet you on your level where you are, um, I think you're just saying that you had an expectation from this person, and this person didn't meet that expectation, and that was a black male, black female relationship. So you expected because he was a black male or because he was a friend that he should have paid or just word his bond, period.
No, it was basically to take accountability for my actions because everyone had started talking, so I didn't really finish the whole story. So at the end of the story, it was the fact of it's forget him. He's just a spirit. Okay. So at the end of the day, nobody knows how much protection anyone has more than anyone. You understand what I'm saying? No one knows that until you see in real time what the protection is. And I haven't seen that from nobody. So I can only speak for myself.
Right.
The whole point was by me being emotional, I cut off the long-term healing that he could have had by blocking him, by saying, you know, being in my emotions or whatever, or just being disappointed about just how he handled himself, being like, oh, okay, I'm not dealing with that or whatever. Because, you know what I mean?
So you're disappointed at the action that you actually shorted his healing by you blocking him. That's what you're saying. Are you feeling guilty because of that?
No, by looking at a higher level of it, it's basically saying that this person, no matter how he dealt with it or whatever the case is, okay, when you are in the healing work, you got to take your feelings out of it, okay? And you have to know that these people have issues, okay? So now, months from now, because I blocked him, now say months from now, he come back around and he's like, okay, he's arrived to where he wants to do this extensive healing on his trauma, you know, whatever, apologize about what he did or whatever the case is. So because of that, now I blocked that, right? Because he really didn't do no harm.
But this is a hypothetical, right? You said if he comes back around, right?
This is hypothetical. So this is a lesson for me, because when I get out there and I'm doing the work, you know what I mean? It is not nothing new. I've done this. I've had a juice store. I've had a brick and mortar. I've sold juices. I've had 6, 7, 8 stores selling my juices out of. So, and I feel what God has said about not having that. I've never had customers that was nasty to me. When you're in healthy work, you don't. That's like people that go to McDonald's or Wingstop, right? You see online the people always fighting and stuff like that. When you're dealing with certain type of industries, that energy doesn't bring forth of that. So I've never had to deal with that. This was, how am I going to carry myself in the future? Okay, because that's just unrealistic to think. Because if you're only going to surround yourself with people that are healed, then who are you healing? That's why, who are you healing? If you're only around people that are healed, who are you healing? Who are you helping? If everyone around you don't need help, if everyone around you has arrived to their higher self, then we're good, right? You don't need to help nobody else out there. That's none of your concern. That's not what I'm doing here, okay? So what I'm saying is that because I let my emotions get the best of me, I stopped healing for this person. And it's not my responsibility. I'm not saying that it's my responsibility to heal this person, right? He might get it, he might not. Maybe this lifetime or maybe the next. Who cares? Who knows? But what I had to learn for myself is to stop being so emotional, because first of all, that dealing with the opposite sex, stop being so emotional about things, right? This is about me taking accountability.
Maybe, I just want to say real quickly, maybe you can look at it from a different angle, a perspective. Maybe the fact that you blocked him is not what actually is going to cause any blockages of his healing, future healing. Because the action before that one was the one where he didn't pay you, correct?
So, yeah.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, it sounds like you're putting a lot of weight on yourself without thinking about his action that caused your action.
This is the point. It's like this is the point. When you're in healing work, you can't be sitting here talking about, oh, well, what they do for me. It's not about what the person is doing for you. You have to know that you're already taking
that's not what I'm saying.
If you're offering a service, if this it's just like different cultures, right? And different cultures, they say black people can't get along with black people, or black people can't do. Why? Because everyone's emotional. And they say, oh, other cultures, they can hate each other and still do business with each other. So at the end of the day, it's about me learning that I can't be emotional. It's okay, he didn't pay. All right, that's fine. He didn't keep his word about something. That's fine. But at the end of the day, I still got emotional. I still gotta order block the person.
So
With this,
you're mainly upset at the fact that you did not control your emotions, even though you were wronged in the situation.
yes.
Okay. Okay.
Can I say
Well, that's
something?
That's
that,
because everybody that wrong you, don't that's like your man. If your man wrong you, it's a time and place for everything. It's not a time and place. Just because every time your man wrong you, because a lot of these women be sleeping with men that be doing all type of stuff to them. Okay, the man wronged them all day, but somebody else outside their home wronged them. Then the whole damn world about to crash, right?
yeah.
But what I'm
Can I
saying
say
is
one thing?
about, huh?
I just want to say this one thing because one when he came to your house, you gave me your location, right?
Yeah.
And he came to it on the GPS, right?
Yes.
And y'all been communicating on email as well, right?
Yes.
So when a man wants something, he'll find a way to get to you. He know your address is still in the text messages. He know how to email. So I really want to get past that because we got three amazing women on here that got businesses, and I understand when we're talking about the division between the divine black goddess and the black men because we putting nobody's in the same scale with divine black men. You know what I'm saying? I get that. That's what initially when I said earlier about having our shit together because we shouldn't be coming to these women and not taking care of our. We making each other look bad, or he's making people look bad. And like they said, you're holding a whole lot of weight that ain't your weight. But I really want to get into. I want to get on a whole nother subject because that weight that you're holding. I also want people to acknowledge what you just said about you're starting a wellsprings to heal people and how serious you heard this got to sound. Divinity God is doing the same thing. So I'm gonna go around the room. I'm gonna start with a finesse 3 time and tell me your business. Tell me about y'all last show because I know y'all just did a show. Lavina Goddess is in here. Lavina Goddess, I think you need to get these goddesses on your show too. Tell us about the last show y'all did and Goddess, tell me what you do and how can we support you?
Okay, well, I'm a content creator right now. I'm doing a podcast with Divinity Goddess. Also, I'm doing a cartoon of the youth opening up to their spiritual gifts, and also I cook as well. So that's two of the three of the things that I'm doing right now. So, but other than that, I basically do my podcast with her, and I have a high following, on all platforms. So I do a
What's your
lot of
podcast about?
promo too as well.
What's your podcast about?
My podcast is about the waking up
Yes,
the
sir.
youth and their spiritual gifts.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that. And how can we support you? What's your cash up?
It's at 3 times a T.
Dollar sign.
Yep,
Dollar
dollar
sign.
sign 3 times a T.
I say support that goddess. Divinity
Yes.
goddess. You have so much going on. You really doing a lot of different things over there at West Coast Connection. We were having a conversation earlier about having to slow down on certain projects. But what projects do you have right now, and how can we support you and your visions on your well springs?
Well, like 3 times the T stated that we are doing the Divine Frequency podcast to reach out to the youth, especially the young girls and the YNs in the community in the hoods to realize who they are so they can stop cursing themselves with their spiritual gifts and learn how to use them to create a better life for themselves. And they need to realize that they are, especially the women, they are the Sibyls. Like if you know what a Sibyl is, the Sibyls are majority of them are reincarnated in the hood, and they're holding this power that they don't know that they actually hold, but they're manifesting destruction. So we're just trying to reach the people in this mass awakening to just help them tap in and learn how to control their reality and start really walking in their power. I have nonprofit Sacred Flame Temple. I am a high priestess. I'm a Reiki master. I'm also a sound healer. When it comes to spirituality, I'll just stick to the spirituality aspect of who I am. I also create spiritual tools as well as products for you to remember who you were from your past lives, and tap into the gifts and the powers of that past life. Um, I have different spiritual tools that are lifetime alchemy that will help you throughout your life and to uncross, unblock, help you tap into your intuition, help you manifest your reality. The angels, because the angels, I work with them in past lives, they were by my side, so they come to me like immediately. You will feel the activation of my seal before I even activate it, just by me putting your name and picture in the midst of the seal with the angelic names and the names of God in Hebrew. I've had testimonies where people stated they already felt the shift before I actually activated it for them. I do divination with the ancestors to find out when I activated what area in your life that I really need to focus on when I do the ritual for you before I give you the angelic seal. Once you receive the angelic seal, you can actually put a tea light candle on it and state your intentions, or you can just burn it and visualize your intentions because it's already activated. You will receive a list of the different angels and name of gods that I've implemented in the seal, so you will know their attributes and how to work with them individually or as a whole. And it comes with a prayer if you don't necessarily know how to do a powerful prayer to your spirit team that I create for you. I also make a lot of different body washes, spiritual baths, candles, whatever spirit leads me to create for the masses, I create it. My Etsy was shut down, and this is what I mean about being obedient to yourself, because I do defense work every Saturday for enemies known and unknown, seen and unseen, hidden or in sight. And this particular Saturday I had clients that I was doing work for, so I didn't do it, and the ancestors told me I needed to do it, and I didn't listen, and I woke up to my Etsy being closed, and I haven't been able to even send an email. But the ancestors do stuff on purpose because Etsy takes too much money, so they want me to focus on my own website anyways. But it's crazy because even with my Etsy being closed, my referral rate and my clientele is still picked up. I'm still moving and grooving without Etsy because of my experience and word of mouth.
I say.
So, you can inbox me on Instagram. El Shakti Divinity Goddess is my Instagram. And then I also have Al Khalifa Tribal Nation Instagram. You can inbox me if you are interested in any products or anything, and we can go from there. And my link tree is a list of different things. I do mentorship. Um, in finances and in spiritual life coach counseling. So everything is in my link tree in my bio on Instagram or Facebook, and all platforms is El Shakti Divinity Goddess.
I say, what's your cash out?
$ Cree Botanicals.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Goddess Empress. You like telling stories so much. Can you please? I love you always doing the storytelling. Tell them how we met.
Um, well, okay, so I started following you because I watches Young Elders page. That's where I first seen you. And so I'm into crystals. So when you did the show with him, I was like, oh, I found the crystal plug. Because
Okay.
I knew a guy in Connecticut that did my crystals or whatever. So, and I know the power of crystals. So when I seen you, I said, oh yeah, I want to connect with him and support him or whatever. So, um,
You
and
didn't. You
then
supported me, but you supported me. But who did you support me for? Did you buy something for yourself?
oh no, okay, so okay, yeah, so that's just how I am. Like I just, you know what I mean. If I'm led to something, I do it and keep it moving. So I actually had bought something. I don't want to say her name on here. Well, let's keep that between you
We'll
and
keep on
I.
saying. But you. I noticed that your heart, you always giving. You bought
Oh yeah, well, because I'm
a
always
decent.
receiving.
Yeah, you. I thought it was for you.
like, like
Yeah, so you
I
bought
know
something for somebody else,
anything.
and that person, I'm noticing something from the conversation hasn't yet to I love OJ Yemi. She always used these. I think she calls it reciprocity and
Uh-huh.
give back and everything else. So
Yeah.
first, how much did that man owe you? How much was it? What was your
Um,
service that day?
well, we were okay, so it wasn't like really a price or whatever. Like I said, I did it for training for myself because
Yes, ma'am.
you know what I mean? Like everything you do, you have to go through training. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
ma'am.
So and what I say, you have to have like 10,000 hours of training or something like that. You know, a lot of people they just jump into stuff and it's just like, you know what I mean? Like for me, the training part, going through it, you know, being spiritually led, okay, this is how you do this is how you do that. It's just detailed stuff that you have to know. You know what I mean? How you have this wellness center, how are you gonna run it? You know what I'm saying? What's gonna be your syllabus? What's gonna be your mission statement? What's gonna be the point when the person leave from there? How do you want the person feeling? You know what I mean? All that aspect. So that was really my offering to him, but it was training for me. So
No, no,
he,
and I don't want to rehash that. I was just
yeah.
your energy is beautiful, and we love it. And I want to see you do be. You're going to be successful. I don't have to wish nothing for you. You're gonna be
Oh
great.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So before we go, tell us about your business. Tell us your cash app. Somebody, there's several men in the comments. Somebody said, "Yeah, man, look, look." They say they're gonna look out regardless. Remember, tell us your cash app.
Oh my
How can we
god.
support you? How can we get help you with your business?
Should I give the cash app? I'm not really pressed. Like I told you before earlier, I'm not really pressed. Like it's just
I just
like
asked.
the
Just tell
work.
me what is your business and what's your cash app? That's what I asked. What's your
Okay,
cash app?
so the cash app, what's the cash app, Jalen? Empress Josephine, $ Empress Josephine. I'm pretty sure, right, Jalen? Check for me on the phone. And then my company, I'm actually working on the website. I'm changing things up on there, but I have an IG page which is called Juicy J Juice Bar, the letter J, Juice Bar Inc. That's on IG. What else? On here, YouTube, I'm Empress Josephine 3. Okay, so the cash app is $ Empress Josephine 3. So that's the cash app. Like I said, during the week, some days I do construction, which I'm really happy about. Like I learned how to do the fork. Like just like certain things I'm learning, you know what I mean? Like we're not like we don't have to stick with one thing. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's like I like to learn like a whole bunch of stuff. I like to be like, okay, I accomplished that. Now what else can I do? You know what I mean?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
so I'm doing that for now. The next thing, you know, when the most high tell me to move on from there, it's time for the next uh journey, then I'm there.
I say,
On my go ahead.
I say. No, like I say, each one of y'all are amazing. I'm gonna get to you in a second, Hawkeye. Please support each one of these goddesses. Please cash out each one of these goddesses. This is right after Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? For the ones that don't have a mother or didn't have, man, look, $10 ain't gonna hurt. Cash up these goddesses, support these goddesses, because you never know. You might need healing one day. So pay it forward, pay it ahead. You know what I'm saying? We got to. I'm gonna say to the men. I know it's make sure I grow Monday, but we gotta like step up our game as far as honoring our position as men, or whatever they want to call divine masculine or whatever. You know what I'm saying? When we say matriarch, we ain't saying get rid of the patriarch, because the patriarch is really important. We got to get out here and get what's rightfully ours to make and secure. You know what I'm saying? We got to secure the land for these goddesses to do these different things. Because guess what? He might have got out the house without paying, but he didn't get off the land without paying. He wouldn't have got out the house. Use a
Yeah.
lot of different things. We got to set up the different things. A man ain't a man. A man is only as good as his word, period. It ain't as good as his paycheck, none of that. But a man gonna go out there and get it. I hate when every woman got to be a go-getter. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful attribute. It's dope if you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? If you got to do it, that's great that you'll do it. Me and mine, it was beautiful because when I was down, she was up, and when she was down, I was up, and then we got to the playing field. Now we got something that's what we got to that's what we got to get back into, that divine balance, that
Yeah.
divine Maya energy. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, each and every one of y'all perspective, and each one and y'all even sharing. Because that brought everybody, you know what I'm saying, from their own perspective, what's really going on the land. It might be that you got to travel and move around a little bit more because that area might be contaminated. You never know. You might be some in the water. Like she said in California, there were a lot of crack babies that they thinking that that's normal. Even in 2026, I guess they thinking that this shit's still normal. Instead of we making all this money selling dope, we making all this money doing all this ignorant shit, but can't come together and support each other. In real shit, even like it's a lot of, we attack each other, we mad at each other, we do all these different things, but we got to start identifying the real from the fake. You know what I'm saying? Hawkeye, how you feel?
Good. I'm feeling good. Just glad
I
to
ain't
be
gonna
on
ask you your cash out
tonight.
tonight, dude. I
You
can't
what
ask
now?
your cash out tonight. It's for the women tonight.
What'd you say?
I can't ask you your cash out tonight. It's for the goddesses tonight. But tell us how we can
Oh,
support you,
yeah.
guys. Tell us what you got going on.
I'll just keep vibing with the tribe. You know what I'm saying? Just keep on coming through and having these dialogues. That's about it. Like you
This
said,
brother
tonight's
right
a place
here.
tonight. We'll let them have it.
Yeah, this brother right here, big supporter of the Matriarch. It's a lot of brothers, and I'll call their names. So, brother Dustin, brother Rod, brother Young Elder. It's a lot of the ones known and unknown. There's a lot of people that don't be on this YouTube. That's the only reason I started doing this, is so we can get the people that you won't see every day, the real people that you don't see every day. We try to bring one to show and everything else. This brother, yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to say a lot of experiences that we go through on this journey, we be put through these things because it's a learning experience and you're supposed to learn from it. And when you don't learn from certain situations and you keep repeating it, it's going to keep happening because you're going to attract that same energy because you haven't that people, certain people, not, just end of just period in this journey we are tested. The ancestors gonna keep throwing tests at you until you get it right. And until you start realizing and listening and taking heed to your higher self, to your ancestors, or to someone that's trying to guide you and never have so much defense. Everything is a learning experience. And from that, we have to pay attention to the mistakes that we make in certain situations and see what you learned from it so you won't make that mistake again. But if you're in denial of certain mistakes, you're going to keep repeating it over and over again. And that's something that I dealt with in the earlier stages of my spiritual journey. So I know this by experience. And every level, every time you pass a test, it's like the game of Miss Pac-Man. Each level is faster devils. Like every time you clear this board, the next board, they come in even faster. And that's how it is in this spiritual journey. Once you start passing tests, you gotta learn from them tests and up your knowledge and wisdom and your discernment because now the enemy is coming faster and the enemy is sending people close to you, sending all kind of people, and you can't be making the same mistakes again over and over, or you're not going to keep leveling up. And like I said, in my earlier stages of my journey, I thought I knew everything. Nobody couldn't tell me nothing. But where I'm at now, I look back at the younger me and be like, damn, okay. Oh, I had an ego. I still had healing to do. It was so much more. And I had to bump my head so many times before I stopped letting that hard head make that soft ass. I had, my ancestors shake me up. They don't play. They strict, they with the shit. And they will tear my ass up until I get it right. And I'm just so grateful that I'm at the place in my life right now that I'm not my old self. And I don't have a problem with people correcting me. I don't have a problem with taking criticism. Man, please keep that shit honey with me. I'm blunt. So I like people to be blunt with me. I don't like the sugarcoat and yes man shit. I tell me where my flaws is at. Tell me where you feel like I done did wrong, and I will take heed to that, and I will go meditate on that and correct myself. I don't have a problem with admitting when I'm wrong. And when you get to that place in your life, I'm telling you, and really have discernment and really obedient to yourself, because like I always say, you being obedient to yourself, you're obedient to the Most High, you're obedient to your spirit team, you're obedient to to your ancestors. I don't trust nobody but myself, my discernment, my intuition. I don't go to people no more. I used to always get tarot readings. The ancestors made sure I stopped. That's the last time I got a tarot reading. The ancestors made sure that the tarot card reader was wrong. Because it's like, why are you getting tarot readings when you can do your own reading? Why is you using somebody else's gifts to tell you about themselves? And I really don't even like to go to tarot readings that don't know how to protect themselves, is not really into this healing for real, because that means while you doing a reading for me, you can easily be infiltrated because your protection ain't up. So them cards ain't not necessarily true, accurate, because you ain't on your spiritual hygiene correctly. So it's, and when you not on your spiritual hygiene correctly, especially like my house, oh, my house is sacred. My son, he's 24 years old. When he go to his girlfriend house for about 3, 4 days, oh, he know to call me before you walk in my house, because I'm at the door with the dragon's blood, cleansing his ass before he steps foot in my house. I don't let energy and spirits come in my house. They're not welcome here. You see what I'm saying? So my house and my spirit team is here, and it's very sacred and peaceful.
Girl,
And I
are
don't
you
let
so?
nothing
Is she
disturb my
throwing
peace.
shots? I'm trying to understand what's going on here.
I'm
Cause I don't
speaking.
do that.
It's not
I
Oh
don't do
God.
judgmental. It's with
that.
Okay,
love.
this is what
It's
I'm
with love.
speaking.
Infernals.
Is that
Like I
on
don't
this
do none of that.
journey we
Like
are
if
constantly
you throwing shots,
tested.
address them shots, honey child.
On this journey we are constantly tested, and we supposed to learn from our mistakes so we can evolve to the next level. It's levels to this spiritual shit. It's like really is. It's many levels, and I'm not saying I'm at the max of it, because I'm gonna learn until the day I die. So you gotta understand that every situation you go through, it is for your highest good. Sometimes the ancestors will send people in your life just to test you, to see if you learned from the last lesson. And if you haven't learned, you're going to fumble again. And I'm saying this by experience because I've done it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just speaking on what I've been through and what I've learned. And when we go back to what we even came on this show about the masculine and the feminine, learning how to get along and be able to be that power couple that we supposed to be, it's healing. Everybody needs to heal and take accountability. And once you heal, do the shadow work, take accountability and learn who you are. Tap into your higher self, your spiritual gifts, your spirit team. Can't nothing steer you the wrong way when your discernment is strong. That's all I want to say.
I say, Goddess, three. You were saying something? I'm coming to you, Goddess Empress. I'm coming. I'm
I just
coming.
wanted to let her know that my comment
Alicia, what the
wasn't
you all right,
judgmental.
y'all.
My comment
Oh,
wasn't judgmental. It
listen,
was coming with
crazy.
love.
Yes,
It
ma'am.
This
was to
wicked work
it's
right
to as
here.
like a protector, like a big sister. Like if I had a sister that was kind and sweet and was doing something for someone, I would be stepping in as a big sister and say, you know what, big little sis, maybe this time try this, maybe this time try that. It wasn't a judgmental thing. It was just it was with love. That's what I want to say to you, Josephine. That's all I want to say.
Hey,
Well,
I
I
love this conversation.
mean, I
It's
like
fun.
I appreciate both you ladies. Like I don't at the end of the day, I don't know how y'all like I don't know y'all. I know y'all from a can of paint, but I know first thing I'm always gonna lead with love. Period. Like, you know what I'm saying? More power to you because I know for a fact that if people was really real about their life going on, like first of all, there's so many things like you say your son, my son, he's not dealing with my son 18 years old. You think I'm spiritual? My son don't deal with none of that. My son, he don't even be around people with none of that. So it ain't no when he come in the house, I'm clearing my house, none of that, because my son knows better already because of who his mama is and what he's around 24/7. So I appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying, being big sisters or whatever, but y'all don't know me and I don't know y'all. But only thing I know is that the fact that Risha have us here on this platform today means that y'all know something. So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit up here and test your gangster. I'm not gonna say, oh, you gotta have better discernment. I don't know you. I don't know what you've been through. I don't know. You could be on here saying whatever out your mouth, doing whatever with the people, and behind closed doors, it's something completely different at the end of the day. But I know right now, at this moment, I can put my 18-year-old son right here on this camera, and he'll tell you the real. He'll tell you how his mama get in with it.
Why
So
are
I don't
you
care
so
too much about nobody
defensive?
on
Do
here.
you know
But
that
one
it's
thing I want to
spirits?
say is
Like you
that
step outside,
But no,
spirits
everybody
attach
got a
to you.
chance. That's why I told her to let you talk. So just let her. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
no, I'm just
Everybody,
saying
that's
like
the wrong answer.
people need to like stay in their lane. You know what I'm saying? People need to like leave. You need to come out the gate with love for the simple fact of like we really don't know us. Like unless I'm with you 24/7, I really see I can't take a sound bite and be like, oh well, you need to know this, you need to know that. No, only thing I could do is tell you my experience and what I went through, and say, hey, if that's what you could use or whatever, then go ahead. That's the only thing I could do. But at the end of the day, that energy that you came out with from the gate is that's the energy that you're seeing right
Can I
now.
ask you a question,
It's a
Empress?
mirror of what the energy how it's coming.
Can I ask
You
you a question,
understand what I'm
Empress?
saying?
Guys, can I ask one question, Empress?
Yes,
I love your necklace. What you
thank
wearing on
you.
your necklace?
I am yes.
And I said, what's on your necklace? You tell
I
me
am
your
yes.
amethyst.
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay, that's beautiful. Who's your jeweler?
So this guy that I know in Connecticut, his name is Heru.
I say that's beautiful. A beautiful piece,
Yeah.
beautiful crown chakra energy. And again, I say each one of these guys that have YouTube, go support their YouTube, go like and subscribe to their YouTube. I also want to invite y'all to Melanated Immortals and talk to their goddess Mayat and OJ Yemi too. I really want to connect y'all over there too because everybody's needed. Everybody's a missing piece of the puzzle. All y'all had some beautiful insight that really each one of y'all touched me tonight. I wasn't even expecting that. You know what I'm saying? So hold on a second. Beautiful comment right now. We need another go around because yeah, most definitely. I try to do it every other week with the goddesses on the west coast. I love all the goddesses. So please tap into the Divinity Goddess. Divinity Goddess, tell us again your YouTube. Just tell me your YouTube real quick. Because we kind of cut Hawkeye off and I didn't let Hawkeye finish.
Right.
My YouTube,
Thank you.
what is my? I think it's Divinity Goddess. Yeah, my YouTube is Divinity Goddess. But I wanted to say this: when I just spoke, I was speaking in general. I wasn't directing it towards no one. I'm speaking on my son. I didn't even know you had a son, and I was just speaking on the energy that's outside. If you're into spirituality, you know every time you step out your house, spirits is trying to attach to you. You don't have to be around nothing in particular that's low vibrational. It's just energy transfer. You could be in the store and somebody with low vibrational energy could be next to you, and if you're not protected correctly, that energy can hop on you, baby. So I was just basically saying that cleansing is very important because regardless of if you're hanging around low vibrational energy or not, it's all kind of energy around just by stepping outside. So you need to, I wasn't talking about you, period. I was just talking about people need to cleanse. And I was speaking on how my household is ran. That's all that was. But I am grateful that you had me on the show today, Alicia Stone. This was an amazing podcast today. Amazing segment. I loved it.
Same. I appreciate it.
This was amazing. I most definitely, like I said, I appreciate everybody's point of view and everybody's light, and I most definitely love that divine feminine is really like stepping it up and acknowledging certain things that we need to work on within ourselves before anybody else. Before we point the finger at anybody, we point at ourselves. Hawkeye, I know I ain't let you finish earlier. Did you have anything else for the matriarch before we get out of here?
I just want to spread some love. I want to say love to all the sisters. One, two, three. Love.
Man, I appreciate that, man. So, hey, if you in the chat, you want to show some love to the goddesses. We don't talk about it. We be about it. Hit that cash app, man. Throw them something. We ain't on no sim shit. Put a smile on the black woman face today and indigenous woman face today. They all out here trying to heal us. They out here. I'm talking about fighting for the right to heal us. You know what I'm saying? So we got to acknowledge that. We got to start watching the what they got on the program like they against us. They out here trying to fight to heal us and put us together again. You know what I'm saying? Like Osiris. So sorry, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I most definitely appreciate y'all, and I do look forward to doing this again with each one of y'all again. Goddess, I appreciate each one of y'all. Before we get out of here, let's see. Does anybody else have anything before we get out?
I say.
I say.
Peace and
Yes, ma'am.
blessings.
Hey, Bobo.
Happy Mother's Day again. For all the brothers, if y'all need any pointers, go give that goddess a back massage. Go listen. Tell son he's doing a great job. Tell him he 18, he got a job. Pay for mama to go get a back massage. Go get her a spa day. If you got the wife at home, give her a massage, run a bath water, do everything you're supposed to do to make that goddess happy. Because every time she orgasms and make a wish, it works out for the whole universe. It's cosmic. We're gonna stop saying pussy power, and we're gonna start talking about, like OJ Yemi taught us. She taught us new vocabulary. We're gonna say womb power. So with that, peace and blessings to the tribe. We out here.
Before roads, before borders, the forest. Every rap is intentional, a reminder that we are all connected, from the cosmos to the core. Welcome back, family, to the frequency. Here, we honor the stone people, the record keepers, ancient memory. Tonight, we listen to our elders, the wise women, the seers,